Okay, I'm here. Oh, okay, I've got to sort that out too while I'm at it. What have I done wrong? Oh, okay, sort that out while I'm okay. Oh, we've got to mute as usual. Okay, that's that sorted. Who's that? That's Mr. Blue. And if you're listening, Dean, even though you're in Discord, you have got the key to the special place. Naked sock detected.
Yeah.
What do you want? Does that one have to have a spanner?
No, it doesn't have to have a spanner. People are allowed to time me out if they do.
Well, it depends on what
If
they say.
yeah,
They have to say something wrong.
yeah. Well, it is a sock.
I have an excuse for the quiz. It is 29.8 outside and 28.9 inside. My brain is boiled. Almost like an egg. Well, there's ways of keeping cool, Dora. No, he doesn't want a wrench either, Dora. We can ban him for that. Okay.
No wrenches. But in a message that was a reply to something Dora posted in MC2s, I do want a pair of ECC 81s so that I can build the circuit Dora posted and then build a cathode follower to drive the output. For an unstable multi-vibrator built on valves.
No, you don't want to scare the neighbours.
Yeah, scary enough today, me wearing shorts, isn't it?
I don't know which is
Yes, it
worse.
was very.
I don't know which is worse, trying to keep cool or trying to keep warm for the extremes of temperatures.
For here, keeping cool. Because unlike Dean, we don't all have AC in our houses over here. Although I think the council might be prepared to fit.
Lucky I finished feeding what Tooth Nerd said. I put an entire tray of ice cubes in my drink. I was going to finish that sentence off with in my shorts or down my shirt or. Why would you put it in your drink?
Yeah. So I think the council might be willing to put that heat pump heating in here. And I think that can help. I think you can, on some of them, you can switch them so that it will keep you cool in the summer. That could be handy.
But if your houses are built for the cold with insulation, why doesn't it keep it cool in summer?
It does to an extent, but eventually you open you open a door and the warm air comes in.
Exactly.
And of course, as I notice in the winter here, when the sun comes up, even that weak thermal radiation from the very low sun comes through my window, and if I keep the door to this room closed, I can feel the room slowly start to warm up by a couple of degrees, just from the solar radiation on the back of the house.
True, no, so don't make the hasty assumption that I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, well,
okay.
I did have to put on shorts before I turned the camera on. Although I was still wearing my underpants. But that's more information than you really want.
Afternoon.
Hey, Matt. I didn't mean to I didn't mean to hijack you.
Literally, this guy threatened my very life if I didn't come on.
I did.
Literally was.
Well, Farmers is not around tonight or today.
Yeah, so you're a bit light on the ground now.
And we're going to get feedback
all
the time.
He's gone to play with tanks, hasn't he?
Yep.
Oh, we're playing with tanks, is he?
Yeah, yeah. We'll get some photos, so we've got proof of where he's been.
I don't necessarily need proof. So what's the story, More in Glory?
I think we got some Lindsay in a minute.
I can hear something.
Oh, sorry, that's my son-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Stepson, rather, I should say, talking in the background.
Okay, yeah. It's not annoying. I know some people would complain, but it's too soft to be annoying. That's okay. Yeah, Farmers has a good explanation. He's going to be taking some photos for proof that where he's been, so we'll get to see them next time. Oh, Fred says, okay, I'm here now. Well, as soon as you missed out on Lindsay last time, Peanuts, somebody did mention something. Yeah, my mum bakes cakes.
Lindsay's been featuring on Facebook Flat Earth groups quite a lot recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're a bit slow.
Yeah, some of the flirts think well, a lot of the flirts think he's a genius. But everybody else thinks he's just a
raving lunatic.
Absolute lunatic, yeah. Literally, there was one guy who just said, I think he's onto something. He's an absolute genius. He said in the comment.
He's on something. Or he's onto something.
He's on something.
Yeah. I was going to say, Blue. Yeah, he's on something. Definitely on something.
Actually, sometimes I think he's off something.
Both, bit of both.
Oh,
he's on something. Therefore, he's on something. Therefore, he's lost something. Marbles, in other words, a few screws as well.
I would love to debunk him if I can ever figure out what the hell he's saying.
No.
Yeah.
Well, funny you should say that. I mean, he said in a video recently, he said that they can't debunk me. And I was just sitting there thinking, yeah, I know, because nobody freaking understands it.
Uh-oh. What's Farmer doing
like trying to debunk a tree.
Right.
Matt, Farmers has turned up.
Oh, is he? I'll leave. I'll go now.
You tell him that.
Oh, there he is.
He's on his phone.
Since you're here, Farmers, I'll leave now. He's not. Hello.
He's waving bye to you.
Yes, you are number one, Farmer.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look.
Oh, look.
Oh, look, it's a half track.
Oh, cool.
Half track.
I didn't know we were going to get a roving reporting.
I didn't either, but it seems the internet connection's good enough for it to work. It was looking a bit dubious, but yeah. Although actually,
Kugelwagen is not, don't I?
there's not an awful lot to show you, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't even see my screen to flick the camera now. It's too bright out here. But yeah, I thought I'd just check in and see how you were going. And
yeah. And you paid an entry fee to see it, not a lot.
No, in all honesty, it hasn't cost me anything except the fuel to get that down here. There will be, there's an armoured car that they've been restoring, and they will be driving that for the very first time this afternoon. And I have a sneaking suspicion we're not allowed to film that.
Oh.
So that would be nice. That would be good. But no, it was nice to come down here, and we've had 2 little lectures. We got a 3rd one after lunch, and yeah, have a look around some of the things. But they've got a lot of stuff here that we can't see. But
Yeah. But where's the tanks?
they're not out here. I don't know where they are.
And the thing about tanks with no tanks. Okay, all right.
Look, it's a half track.
Yeah.
Is that
Close enough.
And there's a Kettenkrad, which is another half track motorbike. So
yeah.
yeah, but that isn't the whole day was about this particular armoured car. So
All right.
later, you know. And I thought I'd also just let you know, my poor old father is no longer an issue, shall we say?
Oh, that's sad to hear.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, hang on. Somebody with a very noisy pallet book. Yeah, he passed away last night in his sleep, which is exactly what he had been planning on. So
Sorry to hear that, Farmers.
Really
No,
sorry,
it's
Farmer.
It's a bummer. Sorry, dude.
it's been a long time coming. He's not been a well man, and within the last week or so, everything just sort of accelerated. To be honest, you know, Mother phoned me this morning before I set off and sort of said, yeah, he passed last night. I said, right, yeah, fair enough. I mean, I went to see him last weekend, and you could tell his days were numbered. It was just a matter of when. And I knew it would be today. I knew it would be when I'd be down here, you know, hours away from the farm. So there you go.
Well, Doris said sorry to hear. My condolences, Farmer. And Grumpy
appreciate
Old Gun
it,
says
yeah.
sorry to hear, mate. Best way
Like
to
I
go.
say, I think it was sort of 10 days ago when the doctors want him in to sort of have a stay in hospital. And I think at that point he said no, because it's not going to do anything. And I think he realised he was probably going to die anyway, and he didn't want to do it in the hospital. He wanted to do it in his own bed at home.
Yeah.
So
Don't blame him for that.
no, I sort of tried to have a talk with him when I went last weekend. He weren't really quite with it, but I sort of said, look, I 100% agree with your decision. You know, you've had enough. Your body's now had enough, and you just want to die in your own bed, asleep. And that's exactly what he did, bless him.
Yeah.
So we'll get Harvest out of the way, and then they'll be the mother and father of all piss-ups. I can guarantee that, because that's what he wanted. He said, don't you get all miserable now, you have a party. And we said, yeah, we'll get Harvest out of the way, then we'll have a party for him. So there you go.
The circle of life. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let you guys crack on, because unfortunately there's not as much here to show you that I was hoping for, but there you go.
Yeah, that's all right, Farmer.
We'll have some photos and that, yeah, but never mind.
No, that's all good.
All right, well, I'll see you all later on then, if I
Righto,
can.
Farmer.
All right, take it
Right,
easy.
cheers, mate.
All right, then, catch you guys later.
Later.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, Farmers.
Yep, cheers. We'll talk to you later. If I can figure out how to get out.
That's what I was thinking. How do I get out of here?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, he's back.
He-
No,
no,
back
he's
again.
not gone yet.
He's not
Can't
really.
move.
I
The
know
phone
you
was
did
holding
it, so
farmers
Bridget.
captive.
I couldn't figure out how to turn it off on the mobile either. It took me give me a minute or two.
Oh, it's bloody difficult kicking it out of the mobile app, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You can't. It's,
I mean,
it's
I
not
could-
obvious where to go to.
I mean,
kick
I
yourself
could
out.
help him.
I found it.
I could
Go on
help you. Oh.
There you go. There
Hey,
he
Bill.
goes.
If he couldn't figure it out, I was going to help him. Help him find the door. Yeah, sorry, Elmix, you missed out. Yeah, that was, what was it? What sort of half track was that at the back? A German one.
Yeah, it was a German half track. Yeah.
That was the standard German half track, and then there was a cat and crab as well, which is like the half track motorbike. And I think there was a Kuberwagen, the sort of staff car type thing that they have.
Hmm.
Half track was a troop transport of a kind, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That the idea of that was it would act as an armoured personnel carrier for the
Yeah.
infantry supporting the tanks in a armoured division. Because tanks are really good. Tanks are really good, but they still need infantry support when the other side has got infantry.
Yep. I think that's what the Russians were making in Ukraine the first few weeks. It's just they seem to be tanks rolling into towns and cities and stuff on their own. no infantry is weird, and that's no wonder they're getting destroyed left, right, and centre.
And staying on the road.
Yeah.
Yes, so because it probably was an STKMZ 251.
The what?
Yeah, one of them.
One of them.
Yeah, while he goes tank, tank, tank.
Actually, there weren't any tanks. There were just like one armoured personnel carrier and a couple of soft skin transports.
But like he said,
But
the star of the show is a restored vehicle that he wasn't allowed to film.
Yeah. Armoured car. Yeah, it was an armoured car of some sort.
He wasn't allowed to film it.
No.
Well, he said he suspects that you're probably not allowed to film it. Don't really know why. I mean, if it's like historical and it's obsolete, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Or maybe if it's the star of the show, they don't want that you got to pay to come and see it. I suppose maybe.
I have a feeling that he's been invited there with some group to have a look at stuff that's not quite ready for up to public stuff, if you know what I mean.
He's got a sneak preview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You seem to have a voice now, TT.
Yes, I am. I mean, I've still got a bit of a cough, but so I've got long COVID. But apart from that, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, as I say, it's a voice I haven't heard for a long time.
It's yeah, don't get COVID if you can avoid it.
No, sadly, I didn't. Twice I had it.
Now that you mention it, my daughter's got it.
All right.
But she's
And
not.
you might have much
She's not
contact with
she's not displaying very strong symptoms. She's just very
Right.
mild. Well, she's had all the
Yeah, I
shots,
think-
so that's probably helped. Oh, keep getting
I think
feedback
I'll-
from you, Alan.
Are you going to make me put my bloody headphones on?
I haven't heard any feedback from him. So
And just every now and again, it comes back through.
Okay. If Matt hasn't heard anything, that's it. Then I'm staying without my headphones.
should have kept my mouth shut, shouldn't I, Terry?
I think the feedback from him is that you're a dick, Terry. That's the feedback.
Yeah, I think I was really lucky with the COVID. I hardly had any symptoms at all after I tested positive. But there again, I've had ME since 1992, so I've effectively had what is long COVID since 1992.
I think I only had when I had COVID. I think I only had one day when I felt really, really awful. But the rest of the days were fine. Yeah, it was one particular day we just yeah. But as far as the rest goes, it was all right.
Yeah, so I was lying on the couch moaning, and my daughter said to me, "What's that noise?" It's just me moaning. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you haven't heard that before, but just me feeling sorry for myself. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a man's right to do that anyway.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't actual man flu.
That's right.
Man flu is a real thing, you know. Did you know that? It was scientifically proven. I'm not joking either. There was I remember reading an article about it. The scientist did some research, and apparently men have a propensity to suffer more from flu-like symptoms than women do. And it had something to do with the I don't know, the genes or something going back many thousands of generations or something. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Can't remember what the story was.
Now, were people randomly assigned to the man group and the woman group?
Something like that, yeah. Loosely speaking. No, I think I remember reading something about men being the hunters and gatherers. You know, going back cavemen days, I guess.
I mean, like the Australian Aborigines only a few hundred years ago.
Yeah.
Well,
You saying disparaging things about the abos?
No.
Most of the Australians I've said, I always keep hearing the same old phrase, bloody abos. That's the phrase I keep hearing most Australians, I don't know.
Oh, they keep to themselves.
Yeah.
Well, we better
Pretty
get
impressive to
Lindsay.
live in this shit place for that long. Really, pretty impressive. Yeah.
Oh dear, it's
Yeah, well, they missed out last time.
it's the sheep mother lover.
Why's he got his board half covered up? Has he got secrets there?
It'll be a big reveal, I guess.
Yeah. He's discovered something new, maybe. What does it say in the description, Terry?
Earth isn't negative. The moving water beneath creates the negative. Well, he just says Earth isn't negative, so there's still a negative.
What? Huh?
I saw words that I understood. I saw words that I recognised and understood in that description.
But it's just the order that they're put in that makes no sense.
The random order.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Earth isn't negative, but some water creates the negative.
The moving water beneath creates the negative. Beneath what?
Yeah.
I guess he's going to be able to do some water divining with fork rods and all that. I guess this explains why water divining works so well.
No, you haven't.
And why James Randi gave away the $1 million to the water diviners.
Oh,
You're gonna go Lindsay speed.
Yeah, we always go Lindsay speed.
Yeah. Terry,
Yes, Matt.
press play.
Okay.
Gravity again. Check out my other video about gravity. This is just a bit of reinforcement for what I stated in my video. I've just caught this on on one of my subscribers' sites, which is downward. No, that's not him. Anyway.
better reading glasses, Lindsay.
Yeah, he's got his
from
wrong glasses.
Globebusters when they had Ken Wheeler on there, and they were talking about the.
Yeah, Globebusters didn't understand him either. I don't think. Like, moving on.
That's basically what the video was about. So we'll just listen to the video, and then we'll just show you what's going on here.
Look at Earth's electrostatic field.
Oh, get some editing software, Lindsay, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
All the matter in this known realm are inside of an electrostatic field. The Earth itself has a measurable negative charge compared to the air above it all across the plane.
I was using Globebusters to give his channel some credit, you know, some
in the air around you
credibility.
in electrostatic potential the further you go up towards the sky. It is a steady gradual rise in potential.
Maybe I don't need to show you the video. But what's happening is the atmosphere is positive, and we say Earth is negative. But in reality, Earth is the fixed and stationary plane in between the two fields, two vectors they call them. So just like any magnet, you've got a north pole and a south pole. But they're not equal, because otherwise they would have found equilibrium and just there wouldn't be a north or a south pole. There's always a north and a south pole. There's no such thing as poles, but there's two equal, there's two energy.
No, you don't know,
fields.
do you?
No.
And it's all about the equal potential difference. One's different to the other. One's weak force, one's strong force. That's what it's all
Equal
about.
potential difference.
Yeah.
What?
So
South
obviously
Pole,
it's stronger up here in the atmosphere because this is where the sun is. Up in the atmosphere, the sun's not under the ground. This is the proton. Protons are positive, the male. Female's the negative. She's the weaker force. So you can go, in the southern hemisphere is bigger, so that's the weaker force. In the northern hemisphere centre is the tight squeeze magnetic field, very strong in the centre north. It's where the vortex is. Everything comes out of the centre north. But further out in the southern hemisphere, it's the weaker force. It's a lot bigger.
Nuts.
But if you take the southern field on a whole, it's equal to the north. But because it's more dispersed, it's the weaker force. So the southern hemisphere is the weaker force, like Earth. Well, not Earth, below Earth. And above is the stronger force. So because the negative and the positive are pulling towards each other, this is what they're saying. This is what gives us a force back to the Earth. The force of man back to Earth. Because as we rise, the energy gets stronger.
Insert gravity thing in that, because I think that's what it should be.
And stronger. The electromagnetic field gets stronger and stronger. You're pulling away from this negative neutral point. It's getting harder and harder and harder to get out. Right?
Oh,
So this is it. Check that out. It's on Globebusters. I saw that video a couple of years ago when I first started getting into flat Earth. It all skimmed over my head with most of that stuff because I was only just getting into it. Now it all makes sense because that's what it is. So realise the
Skimmed over his head, but it all makes sense now.
northern hemisphere is the strong force. The southern hemisphere is the weak force.
What's that, Alan?
you can't spread charges out that way like he's talking about.
No such thing as poles. Just rubbish. Weak force, strong force. Once you
At the
get
start
in
of this
here, you
video,
can
he talked
figure a lot of
about
things out.
poles.
Eh?
What?
At the start of this video, he talked about poles. Now he's saying there's no such thing of them.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah,
even keep his
you-
story straight.
yeah,
in
just a
5
little.
minutes.
Yeah, exactly. A little while ago, he said there's always north and south poles. He said, didn't he?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
they're
sure
not
that's what he
poles.
said.
But then he said that they're not poles.
But apparently they're not poles. Poles don't exist again. Okay.
You know what it is though, don't you, Terry?
Hey?
It's impossible.
Yes.
I said, you know what it
It's impossible.
Yes. Thank you, Del.
So gravity, you're getting forced down back this way. So as soon as you leave the Earth, the neutral zone, you're becoming more positive, which is pulling away from the negative. So you want to be forced back to the negative side of Earth. So it doesn't matter how deep Earth is. You know, if this is Earth like this, and it probably is shaped like that, and you've seen that in some old religious texts and stuff, because you know we've got the pyramids this way. Anyway, this is the negative field down here. This is all negative. This is all neutral. So atomism. So it's back to atomism. A lot of people don't want to talk about atomism, but it's what it is.
He's
the
making
neutron.
it up.
Proton up top. Proton.
He's making it up as he goes
Electron.
along.
All the celestial
Yeah,
bodies
like
are
everything.
electrons.
he
One
says.
proton, that's the sun. In atomism, you break it down. You can break it down, right down, but you'll always end up with two. No matter how many times you break it down, there'll be two of something at the end of the day. And physics has got a name for all sorts, names for everything. Ridiculous as it may seem, at the end of the day, it's just the equal potential difference, the difference in forces. Dual system,
What?
one's weaker than the other. Just like the male, we're stronger than females. But apparently not these days because the Olympic game. So that's it. It's all negative down here. Where you leave Earth. So if there's the sea water, you start trying to get into the sea water, into the water wherever it is. You start feeling the pressure because you're leaving the positive atmosphere, the positive zone. Earth is the neutral.
Positive atmosphere. What?
Atomism. I can't deny it. I've shown it in previous videos as well. I've put this here because I'm trying to work on another video. I've got lots of videos, but I get wander off and find something else, and I never know which one to start on. So much information to prove that we live on a flat plane of inertia. Flat plane of inertia from the hole. It's written as from the hole. The black hole, place of rest. All the action's around the horizons. All the action is around it. Anyway, thanks for watching. What else can I throw in there? The Buford Gaia.
What? That was a quick video.
Buford Gaia up north, the whirlpool.
No, you still got 4 minutes yet,
It's,
don't
the sun is off centre to the centre Arctic.
He's changed his mind.
We have the black hole. The sun's on the horizon like this. There's the centre. Well, the sun's offset, so the Buford Gaia is offset up north as well. So you see the Buford Gaia will be down here, below it. That's where the geographical magnetic north is. You've got the, and under there, you've got the Luminosov Ridge. So that's either magnetic or
The what?
an iron, a massive iron deposit. It's at the bottom of this
That's a
to
new word.
rotate the spin. I'm pretty sure it would be. Then again, it might not be. So, because that's what might create the spin. So if you've got the sun here, above here, right, and the ridge is just offset, that's magnetite or iron or whatever, that could be creating the pull, the spin, the clockwise spin of the whirlpool, Buford Gaia. You're looking up, it's anti-clockwise, maybe, but the magnetic field comes
maybe.
through the Earth, then up here to the sun. That's how the magnetic field works, up to the sun. It comes out. You'll see that in my other videos. There's no hole in the ground. There's no full hyperboloid. There's none of this and Earth there. We've got this system going on. No, it's all up here. It spins off here, straight up to the sun. This is cold, going up to the sun. So it creates the vortex. This is dragging on the magnetic field. Once the system, they say there's no bang. Maybe it was a quiet bang. Maybe a puff. Maybe it's a bit puff. But you had to get a puff to get the sun voltage.
Puff.
Call it whatever you like. Awesome. Big bang. It's not exactly the way they describe it, but there was some sort of flick of the switch, wasn't there?
Puff.
Set the field moving. Yeah, okay, that's enough then. Cheers for that. And you wanna get on my Patreon page?
I don't forget to plug your Patreon.
Because I'm going to be revealing some mind-blowing information that proves all that Earth is.
Oh, you already have,
all my
haven't you?
videos, and the Earth's flat. So I'm just going to wait till I get a lot of people on there before I start releasing it all. It'll blow your mind. If you're really interested in flat Earth, jump on there, and you're helping me out because I don't have an income. Then we're down the Googler over the last 2 years. Been living on flipping. We've got overdraft. So I've spent 2 years researching all this, and I've come to the end where I know the whole thing, and it's all been verified. And that's what I want to show everybody. So yeah.
Verified by who?
To those people who've already got the picture.
Well, watch my
Who verified it?
Please share and like.
watch my previous videos that explains it all.
Sorry if I maybe overused Delta a bit, but I couldn't bloody resist.
Well, you need to put the that Monty Python laugh of Brian. He's making it up as he goes long bit.
Yeah.
That's it.
I heard I saw where you got that from. He's making up as he goes along.
It'd be much better if we had the real one than my sort of poor attempt at it. But
Yeah,
So can anybody explain to me what a flat plane of inertia is, please? Anybody?
Or watch Lindsay's previous videos. It explains it all.
There's
I
something
can tell you what
to
it
do with equal potential difference.
is.
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Equal potential difference.
Yeah.
That's
As
a bit, isn't that a
That's
isn't
like
that a bit of a
dry water.
contradiction?
That's kind of like dry water, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a contradiction, like military intelligence, doesn't it? It's a bit of a contradiction in terms.
All those things. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, I think I can find somebody that might be able to help us with that answer.
Yeah, very, very expert has helped us coin a new phrase, the little poof theory.
Poof. Poof.
Oh,
Oh, I don't think Lindsay's going to live that one down now. Every time I hear Lindsay, I'm going to hear poof. Flat plane of inertia. I'm going to have to Google that.
Well, it's a flat plane and inertia.
So Lindsay's unemployed.
For the last 2 years.
I guess he's living off some
Living on
living off
overdraft.
some pension, no doubt.
What overdraft is.
they're all perfectly good words. They just don't fit together.
Yeah.
I did find a video when I typed in flat plane of inertia. I found a video entitled "The Plane of Inertia and Source of All Life" by somebody called Theria Apophysis.
That's magnetic fester.
Okay.
Ken Wheeler.
That's right, Dora.
Yeah.
Dehydrated water exists. You only
Yeah,
add
it
water
does.
to it, and you have water. Absolutely.
Oh. Oh, my mum breaks case of flat plane of inertia equals a frisbee. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it could be.
At least Lindsay prevents.
Liking your soundboard today.
Sorry?
You liking your soundboard today?
Yeah, I got it out again.
Or and the soundboard.
What
Yeah,
about soundboard, Al?
I like Irish Stew's explanation actually, but a flat plane of inertia is when the peas roll off the plate when wiping the gravy up with some bread. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, well, you haven't got a plate. That obviously means you haven't got a plate with a steep enough edge, doesn't it?
Yeah, or a bowl.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well,
When
you
you
don't have to-
it's terrible when you pee on the floor.
Is your incontinence getting bad, is it, Terry?
No, somebody else. No, that's somebody else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oddly enough, somebody else who might have been in a teaser for this show.
Not Riley by any chance, is it?
Which do you prefer? The big bang or the little poof?
Well, I like to go out with a bang instead of a puff.
Yeah.
Yes. Shorts.
Shorts. For
No,
who,
they're-
Mickey Rooney?
when they called longs in those days, Alan, longs rather than shorts.
They're not exactly shorts, are they?
No, they're not
No,
shorts.
they're
They're
long
long
shorts.
Isn't they? Long shorts or longs. Yeah.
I don't think I should ever wear shorts. Do you?
Why is that, Alan? Because nobody likes your legs. Is that well? You don't like your legs.
I don't like my legs that much.
Or your hairy white legs like mine.
Oh, like yesterday when I had to go out, do I wear my shorts or do I put my long lightweight cargo pants on? I went with the ones with the long, with the long legs, because at least that way it stops my legs getting sunburnt.
Yeah, Irish Stew said your trousers shrunk a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a ding dong.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I could just zip the trousers, the legs off the other pair of trousers I've got. Zippable legs. Right, so
Lord.
It's limey.
Hello, I will be right back. I just need to grab some Rizzlers.
Righto.
and he's got a shelter above him now as well, because it's growing horrible outside.
Oh, he's got a gazebo. Yeah.
Well,
Is it,
he's setting himself up really well now. He hasn't got an
is
ironing
it
board for
growing?
inside. He's got a proper table. And now we've got the outside shot with the gazebo.
Does he live in a mobile home then? Does he? Is that where
It looks like
he
it,
lives
doesn't
in?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he said that previously.
Looks nice though.
What did they
Looks
call
nice.
it, TT? We call them a pergola.
Yeah, no, just so gazebo, and I'm just interested how the UK members pronounce that word. I just posted in the chat because I was amused at how MC Tune says it.
Greetings, people.
Greetings.
How's it going?
Oh, we're going good. You missed out on Lindsay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
He did that on purpose. He waited until Lindsay was over. He's lying.
Oh, I just
You
completely
weren't spying
disappointed.
on the live
Time
stream and
and
noticed that we're watching Lindsay and then go, oh, he's finished now. I might join.
I didn't even see you were streaming. I've been busy working, and
You know
it
what
wasn't
day it
till I
is
decided
today.
I checked Discord that I saw you had some notifications or whatever, and then
And you notice Paul's not here as well, Terry. So he's avoided that too. So no hard quiz.
But you know what
Yeah,
day?
well, we
you know
planned
it's
avoiding it
Saturday.
together.
You know it's Saturday, Limey.
I know, but you know, I've been busy.
What,
I'm trying to
lie?
get to the point where I can batch produce multiple videos, you know, at once, and eventually, you know, be able to cut down to maybe 5 days, or even
I'm sorry
6
I
days.
missed out on
instead
your
of 7.
live one you had the other day. That was a little bit too early for me.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. I mean, you know, any late birthday tips are fine. I have a PayPal you can find in my descriptions. How's everyone doing anyway?
Good, doing good.
Nice. What did I miss from Lindsay? I mean, I know it was utter bollocks, but
Oh, you missed a little poof.
Yeah,
little
poof.
what?
Yeah, well, there wasn't a big bang. It was just a little poof. Poof.
Oh, is that what he's saying now?
Something I don't know. It was just like blah 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 blah. Poof. That's all I heard.
We learned that there's a North and South Pole, but then there's not. There's no such thing as
Yeah,
poles.
but they're not poles.
That's what we learned.
And flat plane of inertia.
Yeah.
Flat plane of inertia.
Yeah.
So
because at the beginning of the video, he said there's always a North and South Pole, and then near the end of the video, he said there's no such thing as poles.
So I can't even get his fucking story straight. Excuse me. For 5 minutes.
Why do we need different compasses when we're in the southern hemisphere? Like, I don't know. How can these people like just come up with all this stuff when they haven't even traveled to work it out themselves? You know,
because they're making it up as they go along.
Well,
Lindsay,
we also established that.
You know,
well, you got to give Lindsay some credit, right? At least he's not a reading from the Flat Earth script. You know, at least he's different, but nobody freaking understands, including Globebusters. Like he was on Globebusters and did his whole spiel, and like Globebusters were like, there was no questions, no nothing. It was kind of like moving on. That was interesting. Moving on, and then it went on to something else. I think
maybe he does it on purpose. Like, you know, he's thinking that if he can get it so people don't understand, you know, they might believe it more, and obviously they won't be able to test it or research it for themselves.
Yeah,
it's performance art, I think. It's performance art.
Probably. Just like Blue said, he said a number of times, he said he would love to do a debunk video on him, didn't you, Blue? But I don't know what to debunk.
Yeah.
I don't understand what to debunk.
I can't figure out what he's saying. He might be right for all I know. I just don't understand
it. He speaks a lot of properly scientific and technical words correctly.
Just in the wrong order.
It's just no order that
pronounces them correctly. Sometimes.
It'd be better, you know, if he uploaded like a subtitle file with his videos, but then that would let everyone realize that he can't even spell the words he's chosen to use.
Oh, what? You mean because of like the Higginson physics?
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
Only exceptions, yeah, that's right.
He probably spells physics as psychics, you know.
Yeah.
He's got a
Yeah.
bit of woo in him.
That's a common mistake, actually. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I shouldn't really rag on people for not being able to spell, considering how bad my spelling is. But you know,
To be fair, I think, you know, like everyone, well, at least with me, like I will forget to spell words that I haven't used in a long time. You know, like believe. I'm constantly trying to remember which way the I and the E go. It's getting a bit better now. Like now that I script everything instead of trying to sort of freeball it, I think writing stuff down or typing stuff out, obviously, you know, it helps rehammer it home how to spell like a lot of the words. But
yeah,
I don't know, just ones you don't use for like years, like writing them down. I don't know, you can forget, can't you? Plus, I'm getting old now. You know, my memory's not what it was.
the thing is, the red squiggly lines really help, didn't they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
They sure
yeah.
do. Yeah, sure do.
Especially when you're freeballing.
Yeah, which
What's
I
freeballing?
do a lot.
Freeballing
you know?
means something different to me.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I use it for multiple things. Often when I'm freeballing a video, I'm also freeballing. You know,
Interesting.
because it relaxes me more.
That could get dangerous.
Nah.
Yeah, it can as you get older, can't it? With a bit of distending.
I've scripted a few videos, but usually I don't. I just talk.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm better because when I think like my mouth can't keep up with my brain. So when I don't script, and even when I do read from a script, like sometimes I'll repeat like the same word at the start of a sentence like 2 or 3 times before I can spit the sentence out. Or like I and a lot, you know, when I pause. I need to teach myself, like when I pause, just to, I don't know, take a breath instead of saying you know, that's one of the things I hate in my videos if I'm umming a lot or saying, you know. Yeah. Well, yeah,
That's
I don't know.
classic. My wife used to do that constantly. I think she would end every sentence with, you know.
I think a lot of,
and then I got to the point though where I started, every time she did it, I would say, no, I don't know. She didn't even realize she was doing it. She'd look at me.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. It
what
comes out, you know, you
the hell
don't
are
even
you-
realize. Even some newsreaders do the thing between sentences, you know, it's, yeah, I don't know.
It's a fun drinking game to see how long you can talk without putting an in it. Yeah.
I'd be gutted.
Oh dear, we have a Gary Whitebother in the chat.
Oh, happy glow birthday to you, Gary. Oh dear.
Have you hugged a cow lately, Gary? Go hug one. Those cows need a hug too.
I need to, where did I put the stream so I can look at the chat? Oh, here we go.
Goose Nerds is getting a bit out there now, isn't he?
Bit what?
It helps if you can spell everyday words like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, or anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yeah, or that place in Wales, the church down near the pool.
I just want to respond to Zebulon with a simple piss off. I am not going to be sentenced to 4 hours of straight Lindsay. That's cruel and unusual punishment. And Vroom Fondle, that is a good idea. Believe has lie in it. Like I think a lot of flat earthers have used that, haven't they? Even did you guys ever see Jeranism? I can't remember if it was on his channel or if it was on DITRH's channel, but they were talking and he put the thing on the screen for like the scientific method, you know, like, I don't know, like the 1-word steps on what you do. And then he read it out and he was like, look, it's P-R-E, what's it? A, skip this, C-H, it's preach. Like, I don't know, everything is a hidden meaning with them, isn't it? Like they just believe that the government and the scientific community plan out these conspiracies, but then throw in some stuff for the you know, super smart or woke crowd to realise.
It's all NASA's fault, though.
It is all NASA's fault, you know.
All of
As
it's
we know,
NASA.
NASA is Hebrew for lie or something, isn't it? I don't know. What was it Thompson used to say? Because of Nasha, I think.
I believe that is one of their claims. Of course, it is also very not correct.
Yeah.
According to somebody that posted on Facebook, apparently NASA changed the shape of the Earth in the early 1900s. Apparently, yeah,
that must have taken a lot of work, you know.
Yeah, must have taken a lot of work considering NASA didn't exist in the early 1900s.
Yeah, well, not just that, but like just imagine like the size of the construction crew that you needed to change the shape of the Earth.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Cool. Why couldn't they have changed it so everything is downhill?
What?
Well, that would save a lot of the energy problem, wouldn't it? If everything was downhill.
Yep. Yeah.
Wouldn't have an energy crisis then.
Exactly. You know.
Well, yeah. I mean, also, could we please reduce gravity by about 75%?
What? Just so that we weigh less? Because I concur.
Because then when I fall over, it won't hurt nearly so much.
That's a good point.
Well, 75% might be a bit dangerous. If we made it an even, say, 50%, how about that?
I'm lucky.
My final offer had 50% or take it or leave it.
75%, because I mean, you know, who wants to go crashing to the ground? Stuff will still, everything will still go down. It will just go down much slower.
I'm lucky because when I fall over, I bounce back up.
When I fall over these days, I just hurt everywhere.
You should try to avoid that falling over thing.
Yeah,
it's not the falling, it's the problem. It's the sudden stop at the bottom.
Yeah, it's the landing that hurts. Yeah.
Anyway, the other thing we did learn earlier in the stream was that Farmer's father's passed away last night or something over. So
I'm sorry, what?
We learned from Farmer's. His dad died.
Yeah, his dad died last night.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It was expected. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, passed away last night.
Oh God, bless him. I'm not sure if I have him. Is he on Discord? I'm going to send my condolences.
Yeah, he's there somewhere.
Yeah, I should be able to find him in the offline section of your thingy majigger. Oh, is he not on there as Farmer's Boy?
Yeah,
he's over there. Yeah. You'll see him over on the right hand side under convict controller.
He's a convict controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose I better play what the thumbnail's representing for what. Got all that ready to go.
Sleepy V words. I never noticed that. Oh, here we go.
Well, yeah, I didn't know what I wanted. My thumbnail had something versus something. What do I call it?
Oh, is this the experiment? Oh no.
No, it's not the experiment. I just didn't know what thumbnail to use. I got sleepy versus words as in the thumbnail description for this.
Yep.
He was on Gem Pandas the other day.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, well, Del was there too.
What made him come out of the woodwork into the?
Oh yeah, it ended up a bit of a shouting match, didn't it? Yeah, I saw a clip of that.
Anything with Del's a shouting match, isn't it?
Oh, it did end up in a shouting match towards the end.
No.
No.
What was he saying? What was he saying? I don't know. There was some word that was oh, this is.
Well, you'll have to watch
it
and find out what it's all about.
Yeah, I heard.
What's the name of
Oh, that's right. Medium is a verb. Yeah.
What's the name of Jim?
Your egg is just an 8-year-old.
Humans something.
Debate flat Earth and more.
Have you, Terry?
Is that the channel or is Discord?
Discord.
No, that's Discord. That's Gem Panda's Discord.
What's
Yeah,
his YouTube channel name? Isn't it like Humans of Earth or something?
Correct.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Terry, have you still got it on Lindsay speed?
No, I think it resets back to normal.
Oh yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Science experiment that demonstrates the principle of buoyancy. Don't be
Jeremy,
a moron.
no. Jeremy,
Yes,
I know
yes,
you're
yes, yes.
misunderstanding
It's an
intentionally.
8-year-old science experiment, dude.
No, Jeremy, no. It's because
You
Einstein is.
haven't overturned physics with it. Really?
Yes, I have,
honestly.
Jeremy.
No, you
Yes,
haven't.
I have, Jeremy.
Yes, I have.
I have. Yes, I have. Because do you know what, Jeremy? Einstein started off by describing the medium. He then conflated it to a field, then to a gravitational field through a magnetic field. That's how he got to gravitational field. He started off with the word medium, which is exactly what caused the acceleration with the egg. Now, you might deny that because you're a science denier, but it doesn't change the fact that when you ask me to demonstrate where gravity doesn't cause an acceleration, and I did exactly that, it doesn't change the fact that you were incorrect.
You haven't done that.
I have done that. Because
No,
gravity.
I asked you,
gravity does
I
not cause the
specifically
acceleration.
said, Anthony, I specifically said, I want to see those words, not you interpreting some words to have that meaning. I specifically
when it
said
says-
that. All you've done is interpret some words that don't mean that to have that meaning. So I don't. So you haven't fulfilled what I required at all. And
So, Jeremy,
and tell me
Jeremy.
more though. Tell me more about how you've overturned physics. So I mean, where do you think this is going to lead? Do you think do you expect a Nobel Prize at any point, or I mean, where do you think this will go, Anthony? This overturning.
I'll read it again because you're denying it, Jeremy.
No,
The
I don't
Earth-
care. I don't care.
No,
I'm
stop
never.
talking.
Look,
Stop
Anthony.
talking.
I'm
Stop
never going
talking.
to. No,
Stop talking.
I'm
Let
never
me
going to
finish.
agree with you. I've given
No,
you
you
my
have to agree
opinion.
with me.
I've
This is
given
current
you.
science, Jeremy.
No,
This
I've
is
given.
current science.
Look, it's not current science. It's your stupid interpretation. Just you misinterpreting things so that they say what you want them to say. I've given you my opinion of it. Reading it again will not change my opinion. I understood every word. I remember every word. Saying it again will not help. Claiming it's current science won't help either. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it's been.
I don't
done,
care
man.
what's written on the walls of Nathan Oakley's temple. I don't believe any of it. You're a
No, you're
moron.
denying, Jeremy, you're denying
Tell
that
me-
it's the medium.
But tell me about you overturning physics and how you've done that, and where you hope what you think that will do for you in the future.
You're denying it's the medium, Jeremy. It's not a force of attraction called gravity.
I didn't deny it's the medium. I agree it's the medium, and the medium's called gravity, according to you.
It's called a medium. It's called salt water. And if you've got an egg in that medium, it's the medium
I'm
that
not
causes the
talking
egg.
about your
Correct,
stupid
actually do
egg.
that.
Yes, but Jeremy, you've asked me to give an explanation or a citation for where it says that gravity is not a force that causes acceleration, and I have, and you just don't like
No, I
it.
didn't. That isn't what I asked for. I
Yes,
asked you.
it is.
No,
You asked me
no. I
specifically
asked you.
those
No,
words.
no.
Specifically those words.
No, I asked you for a citation that says gravity cannot cause matter to accelerate. That's what I asked for, and that is not what you provided. You provided the opposite.
That causes the acceleration. It's the medium, Jeremy.
It's been done.
And according to you, and only you, the medium is called gravity. So if the cause is the medium, and the medium is called gravity, then the
you're
cause is gravity.
misrepresenting me, Jeremy. Again, you're misrepresenting me, not according to me and only me, according to Albert Einstein.
Okay,
And the current-
all right. If
and the
that's how
current-
you want, I think you've interpreted that wrongly. I need to spend more time on it. But it's Albert Einstein. It's the same thing. You say it's the medium. The name of the medium is gravity. Therefore, the cause is gravity. There you go.
No, the name of the medium is called the medium. What you're doing now is confusing the verb with the adjective.
No, I'm
What?
not. No, I'm
Yes,
not.
you are.
They're
I
both
wouldn't
nouns, you idiot.
understand
No,
Albert Einstein
verb is a naming word.
theory of
A
general
verb is a doing
relativity
word,
dropped
and an adjective is a
medium.
describing word.
The medium is a noun,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. So what is
Right.
causing the acceleration?
Gravity is a noun, isn't it?
Gravity is a noun, yes, but what is the verb?
So they're both nouns.
No, what is the verb?
Yes, you've just agreed. Yes, you've
What is
just
the verb,
literally
Jeremy?
agreed. Yes.
What is the verb? Identify the
What
verb.
verb? What are
Very
you
good
talking
one.
about? What verb? What are you on about?
Because
if you want a verb, you think of a verb. I don't know any verbs.
No,
Running,
I know you do.
that's a
problem.
verb.
So in the same way that force equals mass times acceleration, you need a force to have an accelerating mass. In the instance of the stone, we need to have the thing that's causing the stone to accelerate, and we know it's the medium. So the noun is the medium, but what's the verb that's making it accelerate, Jeremy?
There isn't. What are you talking about?
The medium.
Verbs don't make things accelerate, Anthony. That's not how it works.
No, it's the medium, Jeremy. So what you're doing is you're misidentifying the noun, the verb, and the adjective.
No, I'm not.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Anthony, there are two words, and both of them are nouns.
No, they're not. One of them's a verb.
No.
One of
which is the word that's a verb? Go and tell me the verb. What's the word that's a verb?
Accelerating is a verb.
No.
But that wasn't one of the words in question.
The verb is the doing thing, isn't it? The word is the action, the thing that's doing word.
But we don't have a doing word. We have two words. We have gravity and medium.
Yeah.
Those are the two words we have. Neither of those are a verb. They're both nouns.
Incorrect. This is where you misunderstand.
Okay, so are you saying that gravity is a verb?
Jeremy.
Are you saying gravity is a verb?
You're misunderstanding.
What type of word is gravity?
You're not answering.
What type of word is gravity, Anthony?
You won't let me answer.
No, what? I will. Just say what type of word gravity is.
While I take all my
gravity is just a noun.
Right. What type of word is medium?
It is a noun and a verb in this context.
Medium is a verb.
God.
In this context, yes. I'll repeat my word again for you, Jeremy.
So medium is
medium is a verb.
Something is mediuming. Is this it? I mean, something is. I mean, how does that work as a verb?
Medium is a noun or an adjective.
What would you say is mediuming in this then?
You keep shouting over me, so I can't get to explain it to you, Jeremy. I'll repeat my words again.
Or an adjective.
Jeremy,
it's not a verb.
I'll repeat the words again. The Earth produces in its surroundings a gravitational field which acts on the stone. So if the gravitational field or the medium is acting on something, the verb would be the medium acting on something. It is doing something.
No. That's not how. That's not how.
Yes.
I'll tell you why you're wrong. Okay.
No, you know we're wrong. You don't understand what you're talking about. You're a science denier. So how can you correct me when you don't understand or
because all I need for this is to be able to speak the English language and know that a verb isn't 3 words, is it?
No, it's a doing word, isn't it?
So the verb is acting.
Correct. Now let's go back to the words, Jeremy. Let's apply that. The verb is acting.
So let's pretend the word that we use to describe an acceleration is acting. That's what you want to do now. That isn't the word. That isn't the word. That isn't the word.
Definition for the word force.
That isn't the word that we use to describe an acceleration. The word that we describe an acceleration and the surrounding it is gravity. And gravity is a noun, as is medium. So if they are both nouns, one is just a name for the other, and so you have admitted that the cause is gravity. Thank you very much.
Oh boy.
Oh wow, a medium is a noun apparently. A verb, sorry.
Yep. Someone should take Riley and medium the shit out of him. They should medium some sense into him.
So what is a medium doing then? If it's a freaking verb, what the fuck? Oh god.
I love how Riley is still trying to live off that. How long ago? How many years ago was his experiment? And he's still living off that. He still thinks that's sort of some sort of groundbreaking.
It's got to be 3.5 years ago or so, at least. I would
mean,
suggest.
It's amazing.
What do you think, Blue? About 3.5?
At least a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
And he's.
I don't know.
He's changed physics with it. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
I remember when Jim had that video where where Riley's talking about how he's going to publish in after he's done his thesis, he's going to publish in Science or Nature.
Yeah.
So deluded, and he still has that idea. He goes, I've changed physics. God damn.
And he's beaten Einstein apparently.
Yeah, they've all defeated Einstein.
And
Yep.
I couldn't follow any of what he said about Einstein. What's he on about? Einstein started with a medium. How did he do that? What medium?
Lord only knows.
Well, he started off small, and then he went to medium, and then he went to large.
No.
Oh, Anthony.
So not only can Anthony not understand science, he doesn't understand the basic concepts of the English language.
No,
Well, we've
he
always
certainly
known that.
concept in the English language.
Okay, the fundamentals in English language, whatever.
Look,
Doesn't understand
Matt,
what a verb is. Yeah.
Terry's going to have to excuse the language here. Riley doesn't even understand when you call him a wanker.
That's a verb.
Is he a medium?
Well, no,
is he a medium wanker?
Well, that can be a verb. the emotion of wanking.
To wank or not to wank?
That is the question.
You're small, medium, or large?
Oh, dear me. Yeah, but you're absolutely right, Alan. Yeah.
Very good at grammar. Is it?
Now we got
is
it.
wanker maybe it's an adjective, is it?
It's an adjective, and in this case, I suppose an adjective and it can be a verb.
I think Anthony might be a medium wanker.
More like a large wanker, if you ask me.
Or a large
anyway.
one. Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah.
And I can't even remember what the conversation with Del was, so I can't fill you in with that one.
What conversation? What, Dell had a conversation? Are you
yeah, on
mad?
Gems. Yeah, he was over on Gems.
That was a conversation. Are you sure?
Well, I turned it into a yelling match towards the end.
Oh. Well,
Dell appeared on Gem's server as well, did he? Recently.
Yeah.
What's bringing these loonies out? They don't usually come out of their shell like that.
I've got no idea.
I don't know what Riley was out of his shell. What he's feeling lonely or something?
I just think they're just trying to bring people over onto Gems because sometimes it's a bit quiet over there. Sometimes.
Just need Nathan to actually come off his channel and do something.
Nathan come off his channel.
Yeah.
Well, nobody in their right mind obviously goes to Nathan's channel anymore, so
no,
he's becoming a bit desperate.
Or maybe he will one of these days. Yeah, maybe he'll come off his own channel, away from his mute button.
But he can't monetize that then if he does that, so that's not going to work for him. No.
Yeah. Nathan's just become really just like an irritating fly that just keeps buzzing around and just annoying people. That's pretty much all he is. He's pretty insignificant now, really. Has no real significance in the community whatsoever.
I think Flurfs even find him distasteful. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Flurfs do. You're absolutely right.
Clive's trying to say a joke.
Did you hear about the midget psychic that escaped from jail? Police say there is a small, medium, and large. Very good, Clive.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
That's a dad joke.
Oh, the expert said Dell was talking about true scale Earth model. Okay.
And then Liam says as well, so why did the chicken medium the road?
So what are we going to do about a quiz of some sorts tonight?
Well, I've got a quiz.
Really?
Yeah, I can do my quiz. Yeah.
You can do your quiz.
Yeah.
And this is your premiere for your quiz.
But yeah,
Sure.
but thing is like TT guys, really smart like Paul is as well. So it's just going to be a hard quiz.
Again, I know, Matt.
Well,
means I have to use my brain.
Maybe. I mean, hopefully it's a little bit challenging. But,
well, let's have a go.
All right. Let's see if I can do this.
Let's do it then. Let's do it.
I guess we type our answers to TT guy like we do normally with Paul.
Yeah, if you keep the same format, if TT's.
Yes. All right.
Well, just see how we go.
But then, how am I
TT.
going to see? Am I going to see side chat if I've got full screen and I don't know?
Well, I've got full screen. I mean, I've only got one screen, and I've got everything on one screen.
Right. If I tab across like that and go.
Pop the live chat out and have the Zoom window there and have your other window over there.
That you want to share.
Because it doesn't have to be full screen.
Ding dong. Limey's back.
Yes, he is. Just sorting out.
I've shared.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think you might have to share different.
What can you see? You can see.
We can see your whole screen, your whole window, your whole.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, do we?
No, don't want to do that.
Presentation mode.
Yeah, you're going to have to find the share of the other share. Lemon and limey. We don't want any lemon and limey.
Who doesn't?
There you go.
There we go.
That's more better, I think, right? Yeah. All right.
Yep.
And where's the chat though? Damn it.
Audio. Oh, let's open the window a bit.
Screen sharing is stopped as the shared window is closed. Pop out. Oh, you said pop out the chat. All right, that's done. All right, let's have another go.
Was it a little cold outside, Lightning?
Huh?
Was it a little cold outside?
No, it was nice, but it looked like it was going to start raining, and it did. So I've been out there all morning. I ran the cables out there so I could keep the laptop charged and all that, and thought let's get them in before it started raining. Obviously,
it's different over there to over here. We see a cloud. It doesn't mean to say it's going to rain.
Well, when it's a big old grey cloud, it normally does over here. Plus, it's England,
Yeah.
Yeah,
say no more.
Yep.
Even when Farmer was on live with his phone, you could see in the background that there was some cloud around.
Yeah, it's cloudy here in Northern Ireland.
Out here, I had to turn the bloody light on. Because
all right, I might be. Oh, then whoa! Then my chat window went away. It was there, and now it's gone. Oh dear. Oh, it's back again. Okay.
Can you move it over there?
Nah, leave it there.
No, his chat window.
So that means
he's having problems with his chat. Your chat should be
am I presenting my chat?
Your chat should be separate, not on the side.
My chat's what the internal chat here?
Yeah, I've got mine separate completely. I can move it around the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you do that then? I didn't know you do that.
Well,
mine's
when
attached
you
to the
open
side
it
as
up,
well.
it's separate.
Not with me, it doesn't. It just attaches to the side, like
There is
here.
There is a pop-out option in the settings somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah, I just can't bother
I
to
remember
find
where.
it.
I don't know. I figured it out, and I'm the least technical aptitude person here.
Irish Stew, how can you be down there? I'm down from you, Irish Stew. I'm south from you. You're in Belfast. I'm in County Armagh. What are you on about down there? It's cloudy here, sunny up there. sunny Belfast that makes a change.
Anyway, so my quiz is going to be about genes, and can you see what I did there?
Oh, very good.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I not miss the quiz?
Why
No,
did
you
you
didn't miss
want?
the
Did you
quiz.
want to miss the
All
quiz?
right.
Did you?
Yeah, I'll be back in a bit.
This is
Okay.
not.
Howard,
This is not.
No,
a
you're
poll.
staying.
This is
Let,
not.
No.
This
let
is
me
not,
guess. Let me guess. You've put together an easy one for us this time. As
but
you
Paul-
keep saying
but
in the past, you're lying.
That's not
bastard.
Paul. Limey. It's not Paul.
Oh, all right.
It's TT guys doing it this
Paul,
time.
Paul,
so
Paul's
it's
not
right.
here.
It's going to be someone else that
So it's all
does a
it's-
really hard quiz for me.
You
Yeah.
got something in for us Aussies, thinking that we're all smart or something.
Well,
all right.
you know.
We've already got a winner in the. Oh no, not quite.
Oh, have we started already? Wait,
Question one.
who am I sending it to? Am I sending it to
TT,
Tom or
TT.
The TT guy.
All right, hang on.
All I
What
know
does
is
DNA stand for?
Done.
it's DO something acid. I know that much. That's all I know. I can't remember. There you go. Send
There's
mine.
been a few guesses in the
I've sent one.
peanuts. Yeah. Well, we have a winner in the amongst the crew here.
Me, clearly.
No, Mr. Blue.
Oh, did Blue beat me to it? Wait, is Blue here?
Lemon
Yes.
and
Yeah, Blue's here.
we've got lemon and limey. Oh, he's also got it. Yes, well
I
done.
thought
Yeah.
Blue was here earlier, but I can't see him in the chat windows now.
Oh,
Well,
you,
no,
you have
winners-
to press the arrows left and right, and you'll see the rest.
Oh, well, up and down on mine apparently, but hey, there we
Whatever.
go.
Yeah, I guess I completely bollocks the spelling up, didn't I?
Spelling shouldn't matter.
Oh, in which case I win.
Yep.
I've literally put DO something acid. Quite
Yeah.
literally. I got it right.
Deoxyribonucleic acid. Can we do what does
Deoxyribonucleic acid? Yes,
Yep.
well done. All right.
Can we do what does TNT stand for next? Because I know that one as well.
No.
We've also now we're all experts on RNA because we've all been vaccinated with an RNA vaccine. So,
oh yeah.
what does RNA stand for?
It's the hang
Oh,
on.
I can't remember. I've heard of it, but I can't remember.
Isn't the N stand for this?
It's another acid again, but
Yeah, but
It stands
is it?
for
I
that.
can't remember how to spell the
We've
word.
got another winner. We've got Big Blue.
Yeah. And me.
only because you googled it.
I don't
Limey.
know.
I saw you typing away there.
No. That was me typing away my answer.
Okay, it might be not the same word.
Dora's
For responsible driving.
Dora's done
Ribena,
well-ish.
not alcohol.
Clive Wells, Truth Nerds. Yep.
I was on the right track
right.
with the middle one. I just couldn't remember the first bit.
Ribonucleic acid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Rhombus, not acute.
so now we get to the hard bits. Which one of these sugar molecules is part of the backbone of a DNA strand? And it's bonus if you can name the sugar molecule. So is it A or B that is part of the backbone of DNA?
Done.
Demerara sugar. I know.
No, I don't think I've known that.
No clue. No clue.
Well, it's a 50-50, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
A or B.
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I'm just going to go A or B.
So Limey, why did you answer that?
Well, because I think it's B, and you said to name the sugar molecule. I choose to call it Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, I see.
I think Jeff's a good name. It'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at these two molecules, where are they different?
One's missing
different
something
at
on
the
the
bottom.
OH there on this corner.
Yeah, one's missing. And if you know a little bit about chemistry, in fact, there's when they draw these things, they don't put all the H's on there. So at that 2' spot, there is an H there that's not drawn. So in fact, that molecule number B is missing an oxygen. So that is deoxyribose, that one on the B there on the right. So that is the sugar that it makes up DNA, because it's deoxyribose nucleic acid. So there you go.
Do I get a bonus for naming him Jeff?
I will take points off for that.
Bollocks, yeah.
Did anyone get that?
Oh no.
B,
So,
got a B, but no one guessed the.
I'm everywhere.
Liam said hydroxy group missing.
Yeah, it looks like a hydroxy group. Yeah, I guess it is a hydroxy group missing. Actually, right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this is a famous image to do with DNA, and the question is, who took this image?
You did, because you're showing it.
I believe it was also Jeff.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe it was Jeff as well.
All right, I've got my answer.
Who took this image? Oh,
some bloke.
Did you break it?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's the name.
Limey, how do you know it's not some chick rather than some bloke?
I figured it's a 50-50. Well, actually, nowadays, God. I forget how many genders we're at the moment.
What do you keep clicking on, TT? You keep going from one to the other.
I'm trying to find chat. Oh, there it is. I got chat and it's gone past. There we go. Let's go. Here we are. I'll see it again in a second. There it is. Okay.
You got too many chats.
So, yes, Alan thinks it's a very clever woman who missed out on the Nobel Prize because she died. And that is, in fact, what I thought too, because this is an X-ray crystallography picture of a DNA molecule. And it was taken, look, I've got hints. There we go. Taken in May 1952 at King's College London. And it's called Photo 51. And as I said, it's an X-ray diffraction image of DNA. James Watson, who was one of the guys that did get the Nobel Prize for figuring out the structure of DNA, saw this photo, and that gave him a hint about the size and structure of the DNA helix. And this person's PhD supervisor got the credit for the photo. As Alan said, that's the Rosalind Sutherland. Or sorry, Rosalind Franklin was the woman that gets the credit. But turns out it was taken by her PhD student. So there you go.
Huh.
Everyone says, oh, she got ripped off for the Nobel Prize. Well, maybe her PhD student actually got ripped off for the Nobel Prize in reality.
Yeah.
So,
there you go. There you go. I mean, it could have been a chick in it, probably, and it was a chick, technically.
Oh,
Lily was a chick.
I was wrong. Wait. Huh? Yeah, no, I got a bloke. That's half a point.
Yep.
All right.
Extra bonus points for doing it while I'm also editing a video.
Yeah, multitasking.
So no one got that right.
Yeah.
No one got that right out in the peanuts either. All right. What is the name of the Austrian monk credited with discovering the laws of inheritance in the 1800s?
Jeff?
It's always Jeff. Oh God, what was his name? Oh, that's it. That's it.
Blues got it. Alan spelt it wrong.
Well, yeah, I always spell everything bloody wrong.
Done.
And Truth Nerds has got it out in the peanuts.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
Oh,
His name
I
was
thought I thought it said Australian monk. That's why I put,
Australian
that's,
monk.
that's why I put Crocodile Dalai Lama Dundee.
Okay.
I see.
Damn it.
All right. And what organism did Gregor Mendel study when he was doing this work with genes?
I believe it was the organism from earlier known as Jeff.
Well, Alan's got this right in the and we've got a winner out in the
sure.
Well, in fact, no, you're both wrong actually, because the answer is Pisum sativum.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Yes, but
okay, garden pea then. Yeah, that's it was the humble pea plant. Yes,
I think Vroomy
All
got
right.
it first out there.
Yes, Rumi got it out there, although he didn't say Pisum sativum. So yeah. All right. So we're going to do a bit of Mendelian genetics now. So one of the traits, or two of the traits that Gregor Mendel studied was seed color and seed shape. And what we figured out was that there's a gene for seed color. Yellow is dominant to green, and seed shape round is dominant to wrinkled. Now, if we have a line of peas that produces all yellow round seeds and another line that produces all green wrinkled seeds, and if we cross these two lines of peas, what will the seeds of the progeny look like? It's multiple choice. All greeny yellow and slightly wrinkled, 25% yellow and round, 25% green and round, 25% yellow and wrinkled, and 25% green and wrinkled. Or they're going to be all yellow and round, or all green and wrinkled, A, B, C, or D.
Maybe that one.
All right. Alan says B. Lemon and limey says C. It's all over the place. So the answer, in fact, is they're going to be all yellow and round. And this is all about the sort of the dominance in inheritance. Because like we said, yellow, so the if the plants are if one parent is all yellow and all round, that means they got all yellow genes and all round genes. To cross them with one that all the plants are always green and wrinkled, that has all green and all wrinkled genes, but the yellow and round dominate. So yeah. All right.
Truth
That was
Nerd's
the
got
easy
that
part
one.
of the question. Sorry?
Truth Nerd's got that one.
Did he? Yay. So we're gonna let the progeny from the previous cross self-pollinate. So this is all, people are probably going to have flashbacks from their high school genetics on this. This is it's probably going to cause lots of trauma in the audience. Yep. Oh yeah, Truth Nerds is on it though. I reckon Truth Nerds is going to get this this answer too. Excuse me. So if you've got yeah, the progeny from the previous experiment where you crossed a yellow round pea with a green wrinkled one, what are you going to get?
Wait, what? What did I miss? Isn't this the same question? I wasn't really listening.
So you
Well,
you can cross two plants, and then you can let the seeds that come from that plant self-pollinate, and they're going to start. They'll look a bit different to their parents.
Oh, okay. Are we answering with the number now?
Yes, you can answer with a letter. Yes.
I thought it's a choice of the bottom ones that have a number above them. Oh, okay.
So you can potentially the particular ratio. So
that one.
I was a step in front of you with my last answer, I believe.
Oh, Alan's going for D this time around.
Yeah. And Microraptor says, someone told allegedly Dave, they said peas are healthy, not pea.
Yeah, Mr. Murphy.
All right. Well, the answer is D. And now I'm going to give people a flashbacks to their.
I didn't finish typing my answer. My answer was supposed to be a D, but I accidentally only typed the part.
Yeah, I believe you. So this diagram shows us going on in both the sort of both those two questions. So the first question was about what happens if you cross a yellow round pea with a green wrinkled pea, and we said that they're all going to be yellow and round. So that's that F1 generation here. You got all the pollen or eggs from this pea plant are going to have one big Y gene and one big R gene, and all the pollen from or eggs from this one are going to have little Y gene, little R gene. That means the progeny all have one big Y and one little y and one big R and one little r. And yellow is dominant over green, so they're all yellow, and round is dominant over wrinkled, so they're all round. But then when you let this one when you let this one produce pollen, the gametes can be one of these 4 different options from one side and all those 4 from the other side. And this is this Punnett square thing. And when you do it all, you end up with 9:3 to 3:1 ratio. So, yeah.
I would like to see this done because, I mean, I don't think it would be that ratio every time.
Well, I mean, if you grow enough plants, yeah, I mean, it's like the casino, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to change.
It's not, you go to the casino, you're not going to get 50 reds and 50 blacks at the roulette table every time you go.
Another dodgy question. What is up with you guys with these trick questions?
Yeah,
naughty.
Do it enough times though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you have to keep doing it until you hit that answer. It could take a lifetime.
Check
what you can do is
answer that generation, and
you can do some statistics.
Yeah,
you can do some statistics and see whether whether it did really fit that ratio or whether it was something not fitting that ratio. Get a statistician to answer the question for you.
Yes, that's good.
So yes, we now know that that was sort of like, I guess, in the 1800s. Now we know what the wrinkled seed what's caused the wrinkled seed shit. So the wrinkled ones lack an isoform of the starch branching enzyme. So there you go. And if you can actually see what the protein looks like, but I don't think it's going to work, so I'm not going to bother doing that. All right. How are we going in the quiz? Oh, okay. What is the central dogma of molecular biology?
It's not Jeff, Limey.
No, it's that.
Dang, this is when I regret giving up doing biology at the age of 14.
So yes, that's the. I mean, I asked this question because people get uptight about when you talk about the central dogma, because it's talk about there's a dogma in science. But anyway, the idea is that DNA makes RNA and the RNA makes protein.
I still think my answer of he who dares my son, he who dares.
Tora,
good.
don't get them wet. Don't feed them after 000.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Basically, information goes one way in genetics. Oh, okay.
It also goes one way in the flirt community. Away.
Well, I didn't want that to finish right then because I got some molecular biology porn.
Yeah, what? Don't be showing naked DNA strands online. You get zapped by the algorithm.
You mean I will?
That's it. Exactly.
You get demonetized, Terry.
Yeah. We don't want that.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to share again, I think, because my share died, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on and talk.
The molecular strands didn't bond with the something.
Is that sharing? Is that sharing, do you reckon, Terry?
No.
You probably haven't pressed the share button. I do that all the time.
The share button is important. So I hear.
There we go. Yep. All right. So, yep, we've got this video to watch. I get excited by this because, yeah, I used to do this sort of stuff for a living, and I had not seen it happen. I had not seen a nice, exciting movie of it. What's going on here?
Yeah, what's the blue thing and what's the yellow thing?
You can see it a bit more close up there. You might be able to see what the what's going on there.
Zebulon. It's apparently a threesome.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree.
We're getting a few answers out there.
Yeah, all right. Any guesses in the internal chat? Yes, so Alan, the blue bit is a protein and the yellow bit is RNA. And
it's, yeah.
I think out in the peanuts, Liam Wakefield has got that correct. So that's gene transcription. So the
wow.
that was DNA being read, and the blue thing was an RNA polymerase, which is a protein, and the yellow bit was the RNA being made, and it's the process of transcription, and that happens inside the nucleus. So yeah, I like that video. All right. And this is now just after that. That's our oh.
Ah.
Just we've got blue balls now. It started again. Damn it.
Just when the good bit was about to happen.
Clive asked, is it relative density disequilibrium?
Is it this is an egg?
I'm not as good as that Paul guy at running a quiz. Share. Okay.
If you're running Google Windows, just divide them into two on your screen. That way you don't have to switch around so much.
a similar question. What's going on here? What are the different bits and pieces here?
Bits and pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, I go with Ian. Right, Liam's answer: getting mugged by more proteins.
Yeah, so no one knows what's going on here. I'll tell
I
you.
suppose I should have a quick look. Is that
and actually, Truth Nerds
virus
and
entering
Clive
the
Wells. Yes,
bloodstream?
Clive Wells has got it, and Truth Nerds. This is RNA being translated into proteins, and that little red thing poking out there—that's the protein strand being made in the on the ribosome, which is what the purpley thing is. So that's a protein strand they're forming. It's going to wrap itself up into the into a particular shape that will do its job. So it's a bunch of different amino acids in a long bead string, and depending on what order you put them in, will define the shape of the protein, and what the shape of the protein decides what it does in the cell. And so this is basically the how life gets organized by different proteins of different shapes. And off it goes into the cell to do its stuff. And there you go. So that was proteins being synthesized off the RNA. And that is the end of the quiz.
Wow.
Thank fuck for that.
I did learn something, but I learned that I didn't know anything about proteins.
Yeah, I learned that I'm not going to become a cellular biologist or whatever job does that thing.
Yeah, it's be cellular biology or molecular biologist. Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. You just got to go to school for a bit. I'm sure you could do it if you wanted to.
I don't want to.
No, there you go.
I much prefer schooling myself in what I'm doing. It's I don't know.
Oh, thanks for that, TT.
You're welcome.
You thanking him for that quiz? That was evil.
That went to a bit of effort to work that out.
Oh yeah, it was beautifully put together, no doubt about that. He did a great job. But once again, every time it's like you guys are just trying to make me look stupid. Can we not have like a test on the varieties of Cadbury's dairy milk? Or
if you can organise that, yes.
Or From Software video game titles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, at least
levels of derpism from the Flurf community.
Yeah, I learned something as well. I wouldn't have had the patience to become a molecular biologist.
Robert
it is
said
very interesting.
Because I didn't see the questions. Oh, well, you had to have watched it from the start, Robert, to pick up on the... Maybe next time, Robert.
Yeah, there wasn't so many questions there on the last one. I thought I had questions written down for that, but...
So all you got to do is figure out how to stop it from changing windows as you're sharing, and yeah, that was about the only thing that I've got to say about it.
Yeah.
Negative sense.
No.
I think you need to get the presentation presenting, but not full screen.
Yeah.
Then you can see the other window while it's then you can pop out the chat and the side chat and see both.
So when I'm searching for the chat, my presentation goes off.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Well, that'd be a bit distracting then. Yes.
It's okay. It's okay.
Were you sharing your screen or were you sharing
the application
window? Do you have two screens as well?
I've got one screen.
Oh, it'd be a lot easier with a second, definitely.
Yes.
Dora has the answer for you. Naomi, make a quiz.
The triggered limey.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Exactly.
A quiz on the triggered limey.
Well, yeah, that would be a very dark and deeply depressing quiz. if we venture into my shady past.
Oh, Blue could do one on carpentry.
Oh, yeah. I do know that carpentry involves wood.
I've just figured out how to solve my problem because my slideshow before was presenting in a full window, and I just saw an option to say present the slideshow not in a full window.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I should have done, because now I can see the chat off the side. And yes.
See, even the quiz master learned something new today. I consider that a productive day. Every day you should at least
see your whole window there.
Right,
I'm looking at my script.
Slideshow. Let's see. Yeah, it's not so superb, is it? With that,
you might just want to turn the toolbars off.
Yeah, toolbars.
It's not a toolbar.
I just got that.
Oh, sorry.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah.
What one was that from? Oh, that's Kindergarten Cop, isn't it?
No, Kindergarten Cop.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay.
I literally said there's Kindergarten Cop in it. No, that's Kindergarten Cop. Yeah. Just again trying to make me look wrong all the time. This is really hurting my self-esteem, guys.
How's your new table going, Limey?
It's good. I mean, obviously, when I'm typing, there's still the wobble of the laptop. But one of my subscribers, he has he sort of runs a computer shop type thing, and has a lot of knowledge and stuff. And so he sent me an additional internal hard drive, which should be coming soon, and some new RAM to upgrade me from 16 to 32 gig. But now he's also he's been going through all of his spare stuff, and he's pretty much got everything, including the chassis, to build me a desktop PC.
Wow.
So I think all I'd need, well, I mean, I've already got a spare monitor, but I'd probably want another one. So yeah, I like it's, and he's doing it all for free, even though I've offered.
Well, if your video card's
money.
got enough ports on it, you'll be able to run your laptop as well as the other monitors.
Yeah, I'd be able to do like network it or something. But yeah, like the system that he's sort of talking about building is like more than 3 times the power of what mine is. Like it's it's awesome. So I am super excited. And then he knows he's gonna walk me through going into the behind the scenes stuff, so you can actually turn off a lot of the stuff you don't need, that's bloating it down and stuff. So yeah, hopefully in a few weeks I should have something that doesn't wobble. And I just realized, like, if I moved my camera to my actual big monitor, I wouldn't have the shaky cam problem, would I? Or at least I shouldn't. How do I look from there? I need to check the angle. Where's the zoom in?
That's okay.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's all right there.
But then
At
we
least
all
it
end
wouldn't
up
be
doing
shaky.
And when I'm typing away,
You're
it
not
doesn't
shaking.
shake.
Yeah, it's not moving.
I mean, if I rock the table, but yeah. Ta-da! Ooh, I've almost pulled my speaker out. I get easily excited. My apologies.
Is that from all those chocolate bars?
I think it's just my really, really fun mental health. You know, I don't know. Get overly excited. I think like the thing is like my emotions go to the extreme, you know, so I can go from being stupidly depressed for no reason to so giddy and happy that I annoy people with it, you know.
So do you want us to let us know when you're getting annoying?
Well, like right now, you know, I could be, because even though I'm shattered, like I didn't fall asleep till 5 a.m. because my back's been really bad the past few weeks, and so I slept 3 hours. But even though I'm knackered, I'm like a little bit manic today.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking a lot and all that shit. I have to try and remind myself to shut up, which I'm going to try and do now.
You want us to tell you to shut up?
Hey, if you want to, go ahead. I do not mind.
Okay.
I'll start singing.
I might not listen, but you know, feel free.
Well, I can mute you if that helps.
Yeah, that's good too. That's good too. Then you guys can just laugh like that, you know. have a bubble. I think I need a nap though. Definitely.
Oh, pardon me. Liam says,
I don't know if I've been on your guys' stream like since I got the good news. No, I don't know. Stop me if I've already told you guys this anyway. But so you know, like right now it's been 6.5 years of 24/7 pain on the back. So it was 4.5 years or so at the beginning of 2020, and they'd finally scheduled me for a procedure, you know, where they put me under and do like all these different injections into the spine. But then that got cancelled because of the pandemic. Well, they changed all the rules and shit during the pandemic. So instead of getting to get rescheduled with the surgeon, I got referred back to the pain clinic, you know, which I thought was going to make shit take longer. I had a phone call with the pain clinic 2 weeks ago, well, a week and a half ago, and they now can do the injections like on site, like in the sort of day center. So that's all going to go ahead again in like 2 to 3 months. So fingers crossed that actually bloody works, and then I might be in a better mood most of the time.
Yeah, I hope that works out for you, mate.
Yeah, I do as well. I mean, I don't know. It's, from what I've heard, like the injections, you know, they're not amazingly successful. You know, it's like quite a low rate of people they work on, and then some of the injections, I think you have to go back for like every so often, don't you? But I kind of just wish I know it's risky. That's why they try the injections first. But I kind of just wish they'd jump straight to the surgery, because like I am, you know, and it might sound stupid, but I am at the point where if I had to choose between my pain and having the pain taken away, but being paralyzed from the waist down, I would honestly choose the paralyzed from the waist down. That is how sick of the, like it, you know, it just sucks being in this much pain all the time, you know.
As long as it takes the pain away.
That's it. Like I would honestly wouldn't care. Like if it was a guaranteed take the pain away, at this point I'm pretty sure I would go for the paralyzed, because it just, you know, it's now 6.5 years of this, and like the lack of sleep makes you feel loopy, and you know, it's hard to be productive and shit as well. And I don't know. It's just it's just annoying.
Sounds very ordinary. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It's you know, like it used to be incredibly depressing. It's taken me to some really dark places, and that's why like I'm, you know, and I've said it before, like I'm really glad even before creating content, like I'm amazingly grateful that I found this community, because it really did get me through the dark times, because especially like with lockdown, like that took me to such a dark place, you know. And I honestly, I wouldn't even want to think about what I might do if I didn't have, you know, all you awesome people to chat to and shit. So it is a fantastic little community we got here, you know.
Yeah, we welcome everyone.
Yeah, I mean, except you know, except TT guy because of that quiz.
Hey,
Fair enough.
Look on the bright side. It's 38 years this year for me with my back pain.
Oh, fucking! I don't know how you do it, mate. I honestly don't.
And there is nothing they can do.
Mm.
You know,
Can they not just like fuse it all together?
No, because the problem is it's not damaged enough.
Oh, so like it needs to be more damaged before they'll do something.
There's not enough physical damage there for them to be able to repair the physical damage.
Well, then they're pricks.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is that I've had mention of the surgery, and you know, the very high probability of being paralysed, and it not fixing the pain.
Yeah, see, that's the only reason, isn't it? Like why?
Yeah.
Because you know, like yeah,
That'd be a bad
if they
deal.
can't guarantee, if you're still in pain and you end up paralyzed, fucking hell, you know.
Exactly. I'd rather be able to stagger around a bit and be in pain than not stagger around a bit and still be in pain.
Yeah, yeah. You know, although I don't know, I do like sitting down a lot, so I don't know. You know.
Yeah, being able to get up occasionally is kind of nice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do feel distinguished, you know, walking around with my walking stick. You know, it makes me feel quite, I don't know, Poirot-like, you know.
Should have stayed in the trees. Shouldn't have come down from the trees.
You know, I do believe I'm part sloth, so I might return to the trees eventually. You know.
Yeah, well, that hanging, yeah, that might be the way to get rid of the back pain. Hang from a tree.
Yeah, yeah.
In the hammock.
I should have just declined the Royal Air Force physical training instructor's request to take my friend in a fireman's carry and take him to the other end of the gymnasium.
Oh, was that when your back went?
Well, yeah. Well, I got about halfway along the gym and I stumbled and. 1984, they insisted we wore those white lace-up Dunlop plimsolls.
Oh, right.
For everything.
Yeah.
Stumbled, and I went flat on my face, and Doc ended up on the small of my back.
Oof.
And he was a big 6-footer like I
am. Yeah, that's not good. Mine was a 25 kilo bag of aggregate, it's sand, and I was crouched underneath a shelving unit at Wix where I worked, grabbing a bag for a customer, and I like flipped it up to my shoulder, and as I moved, I just felt that pop, and yeah, that's good. I don't know. Oh, where the fuck did that go?
Anyway. We're supposed to be talking about interesting shit, not our bad backs.
That's true. So, has anyone ever thought what would happen if Arwen was allowed to go outside in public? Because I find that interesting.
There's a problem with that thought. Arwen is allowed to go outside in public. He just won't.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Did I remind you to take your meds? Did I?
Yeah, well, because normally it was at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. that I always did it, but because my like sleep pattern keeps shifting, I like missed one load, and yeah, I'm a couple hours late on taking it because I took them last night at midnight. What is I haven't like last week, you know, was my birthday and a lot of family stuff, so I haven't really kept up with what's going on in the flat Earth world. Was there anything new? Any breakthroughs that I missed?
No, it's been pretty quiet.
Anybody know?
It's been pretty quiet.
Same old shit.
It's dying, isn't it? It's dying to death.
And Anthony and Dell on Gems, apparently.
Yeah, that was what we watched a little bit of the Riley one. And which one's the one with Dell?
Oh, Everett done one with Dell in it. I've got that here, but I didn't think we'd worry about that one.
All right. Do you know, like, when was it and what's the...
It was only recent.
I'm looking at... Wait. What would it be? Past
Well,
live
Everett
streams.
put one out today.
There's today and there's 2 weeks ago, it looks like. If it's Humans of Earth.
Yeah, but
So
the
I guess
the
I'll
Riley
check that
one and the Dell one was only in the last couple of days. That was off Jim's off his Discord.
Did he put it on YouTube?
It would be, the actual whole episode should have been downloaded onto Jim's server.
Yeah, because
onto his YouTube.
Like I'm looking at the YouTube, and if
but
it's
you'd have to go
Humans of
through the
Earth
whole.
one, he's live now, and the one before that was 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
and that's 2 minutes and 31 seconds long.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know
Well,
how
that will
Jim,
be his
I don't know how he
promo.
does that.
One of those will be his promo for his Sunday roast, which he has to move to
right.
to another streaming service because YouTube will bring him down because
Oh.
he's medical misinformation.
So
and the other thing he's probably got 24 hours of his Discord server.
So
and then,
like the one with Dell, could that be on a different service then instead of YouTube?
Well, Everett must have just trimmed the video, and I just put it out in the side chat in YouTube there, out in the peanut gallery. So that's Everett's one with the Dell model. So he probably
Everett Anderson.
Yeah, he clipped out that section with Dell in it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So
I'll watch that then. I like Everett.
If there's some gem on gems, then you've got to get it in 24 hours. Otherwise, it will go. There's only 24 hours of the stream saved.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But Everett's on it. Everett's on the case.
Yeah, I love his stuff. For someone that doesn't appear on camera or even say anything, his videos are awesome. Like this, I don't know. He's able to inject personality into it without even having to use, his voice or image. That really does impress me. I don't think I could do it that well. Plus, let's face it, people would hate my videos if I wasn't in them. They want to see this,
You must have a good archive of fun bits to intersperse. I don't know how he finds all those.
Those
clips.
I need to start saving stuff like that. I've got a few things that I use. Like I've got like a couple of different laugh scenes from movies, and then I've got Desert Files, Gravity. I've got Dell's No.
But we did our own version of that.
Gravity, you fucking retard.
Yeah, I got that one. No, I need to expand my collection. Definitely.
Well, we played a video.
Because who's like FTFE? He's got loads, hasn't he? Like he's got I need to talk to him and see if I can get some of them because he's got the when Riley says I'm just a dumb flat earther. I need that one. I need that one.
Yeah. I like this one as well.
No, I need a cigarette.
You know what? He's got a point. I think I do actually.
Which is, of course, the end of the gravity rant.
Yeah, I've got the full. Like, yeah. Not many people include that bit, do they? The only thing we're not having it on the laptop, because I'm working on a laptop, like I feel rude because I'm not talking to the camera, you know? This is the problem.
Yeah, that's why I was glad I was able to move the my camera to my main monitor. But the trouble is, of course, I've got OBS and all the other stuff on the monitor to the side, so I end up keep looking away anyway.
Yeah. I wonder if I could tripod it or something, like behind the laptop with my little tripod. I don't think so though, because it doesn't screw in or anything, and that's not big enough. Well, it's got the screw bit at the bottom. Like I could screw it onto the big tripod, but I don't know where to put that. I need to get a proper PC and a thingy. What's Irish Stew watch his video FTV and sample the oh yeah, good idea. I don't know. I'm so rarely doing flat earth stuff now that it doesn't matter too much. Eventually I'll get some sound clips because I do like to revisit it because it's fun to, you know, but then I don't know, everything they say it's all the same crap now, you know. Last one I did was the CSXT Go Fast Rocket, which there's two things on that. One was they're saying it hit the dome when the yo-yo D-spin comes out, and then the other thing was like they were saying that you shouldn't have been able to see the moon because it should have been completely blocked by Earth, and that one was one I'd never heard before. So that was fun, like looking into that, and it only took 5 minutes to find out that they didn't research it properly as to where the moon was and all that stuff. But it was cool because I hadn't seen that argument before. Aside from that, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting bored with frauditors as well, which is what I'm doing now, just because it does seem to be helping the channel grow, but I don't really have the passion for it, you know. See what I mean about rambling on? Damn it, you're supposed to tell me to shut up.
Limey.
You know? Do your bloody job.
Limey.
Yeah?
Shut up.
Thank you.
That's okay. I'm going to play Blue's video first because Blue did a response for QE and inertial forces, and I thought this would be good.
Oh, awesome.
You missed out on that one last time, I think.
Yeah, but you need to make sure you're very, very far away from the monitor.
Oh yeah, we've got
or the mouse or anything else that you might pound on and damage.
I don't have oven mitts, but if I just
he's got a pillow.
My pillows, yeah, I'll hold on to these, and I'm way far away from the monitor.
Okay. I think you're safe.
Yeah. I should probably take my glasses off. You know what? Yeah, that's something you might want to add to your warning, Blue. You know?
Yeah, you forget about people with glasses. Okay, what's a 4-letter word that starts with P, Limey?
Sorry?
A 4-letter word that starts with P.
T or P?
P.
P. Piss.
P.
B.
Behave yourself.
Bull.
Bush.
Oh, play.
Okay. Peanuts can't see you, you know.
No.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Blue Marble Science. You know, Quantum Eraser doesn't know what inertial forces are. No surprise there, I suppose. Warning. Severe facial and monitor damage alert is in effect. Get out those oven mitts, push the monitors back out of punching range, and let's light this dumpster fire and have some fun.
So, the brain dead ball tarts. The atmosphere spins with the earth. Everyone is hurt. We heard it the other day, right? This is so stupid. This comment right here is top 5 of the stupidest comments I've ever heard in my life. From Britannica.com. Coriolis force, also called the Coriolis effect in classical mechanics, an inertial force.
Oh, not Coriolis again, John. We've been over this. Yes, Coriolis is an inertial force. Inertial forces only occur in non-inertial frames of reference. Are you ever going to learn this?
So let me ask you, bum-sniffing ball-tards, how can you have an inertial force without an inertial reference frame?
The problem is John doesn't know what inertial forces are. So let's do it the way John does it. From Britannica.com, inertial force, also called fictitious force, any force invoked by an observer to maintain the validity of Isaac Newton's second law of motion in a reference frame that is rotating or otherwise accelerating at a constant rate. For specific inertial forces, see centrifugal force, Coriolis force, or D'Alembert's principle. How you like that one? How about this? From Wikipedia.org, a fictitious force, also called a pseudo-force, D'Alembert force, or inertial force, is a force that appears to act on a mass whose motion is described using a non-inertial frame of reference, such as an accelerating or rotating reference frame. You like that one? How about this one? From scientificamerican.com. California Institute of Technology theoretical physicist and 2004 Nobel laureate David Polzer helps shed some light on these mysterious influences. The forces you feel in a moving car, those that push you back into your seat when the driver steps on the gas or throw you side to side when the car makes sharp turns, are everyday examples of fictitious forces. Those are inertial forces, John. In general, these influences arise for no reason other than the natural frame of reference for a given situation is itself accelerating. From dictionary.com. A fictitious force, noun in physics. Any force that is postulated to account for apparent deviations from Newton's laws of motion appearing in an accelerated reference system. You got it now, John? Inertial forces only occur in non-inertial frames of reference.
You ignorant friggin' mongs! How you like that?
I'll tell you what I like. I like the way you're able to put your foot in your mouth despite where your head normally is.
And then you say, QE, we never said that. Of course, they said that, less than 30 seconds ago. We didn't say that. That's not what we mean. Right? I got you by the short hairs. So, from this numpty dipshit, from Hillbilly Blue Balls, the redneck retard, Mr. Gumby Football Field. We'll get to that. I don't know if we'll get that today. He's got so many names. We may not get that today, but that's coming. We might have a teaser for next week. That's fucking hilarious. But anyway, I digress. QE, we never said that. Well, the poster child of numpty baltard dipshits did. This is what he said. It is one non-inertial reference frame. That's where Coriolis takes place, not two reference frames.
I would say that hillbilly guy you're slinging insults at pretty much nailed it, QE. This is from Britannica. Coriolis force, also called Coriolis effect, in classical mechanics, an inertial force described by the 19th century French engineer-mathematician Coriolis in 1835. Coriolis showed that if ordinary Newtonian laws of motion of bodies are to be used in a rotating frame of reference, an inertial force acting to the right of the direction of body motion for counterclockwise rotation of the reference frame, or to the left for clockwise rotation, must be included in the equations of motion. One frame of reference, QE, only the non-inertial frame of reference. Not two, just one. How you like me now?
That's on recorded video on one of his dipshit presentations. I went and got it from Flatzoid. I remember Flatzoid did something on him a while ago. This is where I got it. It took me back to that video. So that's what he said. So, booger-eating hillbilly ball-tard bum sniffer, how do we have Coriolis, which is an inertial force, without an inertial reference frame? Riddle me that!
Yeah, I'll be glad to. Inertial forces disappear in inertial frames of reference. Inertial forces only appear in non-inertial reference frames. Has it occurred to you, QE, that you know less about physics than a chihuahua knows about an iPhone?
You clown fuck of epic proportions! That's only one of this numpty dipshit's claims. That's what's so funny. Any place you go and get a definition of the Coriolis effect, it's going to have this in it.
And anywhere you go, you're going to find this definition of an inertial force. That includes the Coriolis force, QE. Have you been licking the windows at the home for the criminally stupid again?
So what you got? You're finished. How can you have the Coriolis takes place in only one non-inertial reference frame, not two reference frames, but have the Coriolis be an inertial force?
Yep, that pretty well sums it up. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget those little buttons down there. There's a link to the Patreon and PayPal down there. You'll find that in the description also. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Oh, there's the Cavendish.
I have to say,
So-
I killed the music.
That's
I
In
thoroughly
summary-
enjoyed that, Blue.
It
That was awesome.
finished.
In summary,
It
QE got a
didn't. There
completely
was
arse
20
around.
seconds left.
Say what, TT guy?
In summary, QE got it completely arse around.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yep.
I have to say, I do in my head for some reason always want to reverse the inertial and the non-inertial frame, but
Well,
you
it's
know.
easy. Yeah, it's kind of easy to do. You got to stop and think about it. But QE just literally doesn't understand. He sees the word inertial. He hears the term inertial force, and he assumes because it says that it must have something to do with the inertial frame of reference.
Mm.
Oh, well, yeah, it does. It disappears when you have one of those.
Yeah,
You don't
QE
have
doesn't
inertial
ever stop
forces
and
in
think.
inertial frames of reference.
So that's
You
classic
can't-
Dunning-Kruger sort
Yeah.
of thing there. He thinks he knows something in a field he knows nothing about.
That
Yeah,
was
hilarious how adamant he is about that.
Yeah.
I advanced the the world of scientific knowledge with my improvement of Dunning-Kruger. I added above the peak of Mount Stupid, there's a for flirf's sake point, and then sleeping summit for one Anthony Riley.
Because they take it off the scale.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Actually, in my pictures that I did for it for one of my videos, yeah, we don't know where the top is for Riley's position, sleeping summit. However, we have calculated that if he was to fall from that height, it would cause a catastrophic event.
Yeah, well, no doubt we need a logarithmic scale. There'd be a log linear graph, I would imagine, logarithmic scale on the x-axis there for the stupidity. I'm sure Blue, you must get he must upset you so much with those devastating insults he uses on you. You must cry yourself to sleep with those, amazing insults.
Yeah, they wouldn't even be impressive in kindergarten. But speaking of large stuff, did you guys hear that they've now calculated pi to, what was it? It was like 100 trillion or 1 trillion digits. Damn it, I can't remember. It's massive though. Hang on.
Yeah, I can't get a hard on about pi being calculated to many digits. No,
I can, because I couldn't do it.
Well, a person didn't do it either. It would have been a computer.
It's a person with a computer. She works at Google. She convinced Google to let her do that as part of her job.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat says 100 trillion.
Yeah, 100 trillion digits, new world record.
I guess it demonstrates your computer is up to scratch, I suppose.
Well,
it's a good benchmarking tool, I suppose.
It used to be in 2021, using a high performance computer, it was calculated by a team of Swiss researchers to like 62 billion, almost 63 billion digits. So this is one hell of a jump, you know. I don't know. It excites me. I'm a bit of a nerd. And the very last digit is a 0.
The thing is, though, how the hell do you check that the answer that it gives is correct?
It gets checked by other, smart ass mathematicians. Just think how accurate we could be if we used all the digits of pi when calculating things. You know? He tried to say with a straight face.
Yeah. Although, of course, in the real world, you probably only need 4 or 5 places.
If I was doing it off the top of my head, like I'd literally just use 2. You know?
Yeah, for most things, you'd be close enough too.
Yeah.
Well, it's 3 in the Bible, isn't it? So that's good enough for God, having it to be equal to 3. So
yeah. This is true. Like 3 pieces of pi is way better than 2 pieces of pi.
Now, Clive Wells says there's an algorithm which doubles the number of significant digits on each iteration.
Oh.
Really?
Nice.
Wow.
That might be the sexiest thing I ever heard.
Well, it's not going to take you very long to get to several trillion then if you can double it every iteration, yeah.
Yep.
Varun
It's trivial.
Fondle
It's boring.
Yeah, Varun Fondle says
How
NASA uses
dare
about
you.
15 digits, which they say is good enough to be within centimeters within the solar system. Yeah,
Damn.
that's good enough.
Fair enough.
That is awesome.
Well, there's Clive just put some out there.
Clive showing off.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 7181. I have to disagree. Apple and blackcurrant is the best pie.
No, rhubarb.
Oh yeah, rhubarb is also really, really good.
And I'd rather have crumble than pie as well. But
Rhubarb
I always
apple and blackberry pie.
I've never had apple and blackberry pie, but I kind of want to try it now. Yeah, I always. Sorry, Alan, go ahead.
So it's got to be a homemade one, though.
Yeah, I can't cook a lot of things, and like I don't really, I definitely don't have like dessert skills, but I can make a good rhubarb crumble.
Yeah, my mother makes a wicked fruit pie.
Oh, nice. My nan used to do like excellent stuff. It was awesome going to my grandparents on my dad's side of the family, because my granddad had been a chef in the Navy and then a baker when he baker, and then I think he ended up being a butcher. He could basically do anything on the the regular food side. And then my nan did all the dessert stuff and like made homemade jams from like, because they grew their own fruit and veg, obviously, to save money. And she used to make gooseberry jam, and oh my god, it's amazing. I'd love to find a gooseberry pie. Sorry?
You never see gooseberries these days.
No, I know. That's what was awesome about it, like I don't know, just amazing.
My garden's a mess, but I do have a big patch of rhubarb in it.
Irish stew, that is a good question. Cottage or shepherd's? I like both. I'd probably go with shepherd's pie.
Neither.
Huh?
I don't like the way it goes crunchy on the top of the bloody mashed potato when you put it in the oven.
Well, you don't have to let it go insanely crunchy, but I don't know. I like covering it in a boatload of cheese and letting that go crunchy, and sliced tomatoes. Oh, amazing.
My supermarket's all out of shepherds.
Mm. I'm hungry now.
Oh,
yeah, there's my thumbnail that I made, put my own text in it, but I think I mucked it up.
Where?
Oh, I'm just showing the peanuts.
I can't see it.
And of course, giving us a glimpse of Cece and his wife calling him idiot. Anyway, enough with the pies.
Well, Anton's got the biggest plant on Earth discovered in Australia. Or did China just detect signals from alien civilization? Is what we know, but probably no. What's this one? Radio signal of unknown origin discovered in a nearby galaxy.
Do you guys ever watch Dr. Becky and or Physics Girl?
I've heard of them.
Sometimes Becky.
Dr. Becky, like she's like what, astrologist or whatever. But that's it. The Physics Girl did one a couple days ago. It's about fourth dimension time crystals that they made. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm definitely gonna have to.
Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy.
Right. Like how how did they make something that does the fourth dimension? Blows my mind, especially since my mind is really, really sleepy. I think I'm gonna go eat something and then take a nap. Yeah, I'm shattered. Thank you ever so much for having me on. Much love to everybody and the peanuts. And I will try to remember what time my time do these things normally start? Because
what time's it usually for you, Alan?
About midday.
Okay, I need to set an alarm. So if it's midday, give time for Leslie and then time for the quiz. If I join at 2:30, then that should be good. But what? Tiny Captain, a quantum computer builder. Yeah, something. Yeah.
You're doing the quiz next week, aren't you, Limey?
No. I could maybe do one the week after. I'm so behind on my projects this week though. What sort of subjects do you like it on? Just anything science related?
No, I think it has to be science related, does it? You were putting forth some
it's up to the person that does the quiz.
I know, but like for it to be fair, it at least has to be, something that that you guys would possibly know about. I probably shouldn't do one about, I don't know, Red Dwarf trivia,
Why not?
I don't know, not every.
I mean, Farmers Boy, did he do one about bloody tanks?
Red Dwarf.
Yeah, somebody out there will know something about something.
That's true. That's true.
I think
watched Red Dwarf.
Limey, I think you'll find in this audience, Red Dwarf and Monty Python are going to be pretty, and probably Blackadder as well. Are going to be pretty well watched.
What about for the panel? Like, have you guys all watched it?
No.
Watched them? See? So it wouldn't be fair.
I haven't watched all of Red Dwarf. That's a bit of a big ask, but yeah.
I haven't watched the new stuff.
Yeah, because the new stuff was a bit crap, wasn't it, unfortunately?
Is it? Oh. Yeah,
I read the book.
Just haven't got around to watching it. I haven't read the book. Oh, could do like a... No, I don't think I know enough about that. Maybe. Star Trek or something. Yeah.
We can do research. You're allowed to do research. The quiz.
Just random research. I'll think of some stuff. Yeah. If you want me to do a quiz, I can do a 10-question one for this Wednesday, if you want. That won't take me too long.
No hurry.
And then I'll just, then because I'll be running the quiz, I only have to skip Leslie and not Leslie and the quiz.
Lindsay.
Damn it. Yeah. See, sleepy.
Why should you not suffer with the rest of us?
Because I'm not mental. Well, I mean, why always play, Lindsay? Like, don't you want to gain new subscribers and not kill off the ones that you have? Like, we could switch it up every now and then and, I don't know, watch Arwen slap himself or, yeah, I've run out of ideas.
I'm sorry, but watching Arwen slap himself is not something that I would find amusing.
I don't know. I bet I could edit it to make it amusing. Possibly, but not for Wednesday. I don't know. All right, I'm gone. Yeah, sorry for being a bit out of it, and thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Bye, Mr. Limey.
Yeah. Take it easy, guys.
Bye, Limey. quiz on flat Earth misunderstandings where we have to pretend to be flips. That'll be a hard one. I haven't played a Wally for a while, have I?
Yeah, let's play one.
It's only a quickie though.
Yeah, that's good. Right,
Is this about the Chinese space station across the sun?
Yeah, could be.
That's
CEC.
Yeah,
CCS
don't bother that. You can't even see it.
Oh,
I wouldn't bother.
A bit small, is it?
Well, I mean, I could only just see it when I played it on my PC at maximum resolution, so I doubt you're going to see it through the stream. But anyway, yep. Be warned.
Yeah, okay.
We can make fun of the fact you can't see it.
Okay. No, Wally's still
G'day
around.
everybody, where's Wally here? Well, I got lucky. I managed to catch the Chinese space station crossing the sun. 1:39 and I got it running. Should have cleaned the screen first though, mate. Yeah, can't see squat. Hopefully, oh, I've got to go up a little bit. Oh, the other up. Oh no. Oh, if this works out, it'll be such a jag. I thought I was pretty clever. Yeah, I saw it on the prediction and guess what? It worked. But it didn't look like it at the time. I think I was rather amateur hour. Yeah, have a look. And of course you've got to have the obligatory, here it is for you, because it is really, really hard to see and it took me ages to find it in just 1 minute of video. But sure enough, there it was, crossing across the face of the sun. Fancy that.
Where?
Yeah, even I can't even see it.
He's making it up as he goes along.
Yeah, I'm guessing
this
at
works
this
out, it'll be
resolution
such a
it's just
jag.
one picture, isn't it?
Now, as exciting
I
as that
told
was,
ya.
I have a new project on the
told you
way,
so.
and the next video is going to be Sextant versus Uber Sextant. Who will win? I think this is going to be a bit of a showdown, and this is going to be rather fun. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Make sure you click the like and subscribe and get bell notifications so you can be notified when Wally finally gets off his butt and does something. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we couldn't see it, Wally. We're supposed to be able to see that. Yeah. So even if we fixed up the resolution and tried to zoom in on it, we might still not be able to see it.
Yeah, probably not by the time you've streamed it out at 720p to us.
I'll go to his video and then see if I can find it. See it. I couldn't see it from my end.
No,
Yeah.
like I said, I couldn't see it until I played it at 1080p on my PC, but then it's pretty flaky at that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, it is pretty small.
Yep.
And
It's not as big as the international.
And you're looking at just the shadow of it, the silhouette, not so much the reflection with the sun shining off it.
Yeah, I suppose if you inverted the video, convert it to black and white and invert it, you might stand more of a chance of seeing it because it is easier to see a white dot moving on a black background than it is to see a black dot moving on a white background.
And there's probably even, what, half a pixel even.
Yeah, and YouTube compression probably doesn't help either, Liam.
Oh, here's another Everett. What's this one? Flat Earth ice wall explained. I've never heard an explanation of the ice wall. This will be interesting.
This video is going to show you how they hide the ice wall from the tourists who actually take a tour to supposedly Antarctica. And there's only 2 tour routes from 2 different countries.
Oh, a bullshit artist.
Okay, here we have the flight and cruise route for a tour to Antarctica. See how it goes along the edge of that tail and then they turn around and they go back? Okay, now here's where things get interesting. Let's look at the 1892 flat Earth map.
What is your name?
Wibble.
What is 2 plus 2?
Oh, wibble, wibble. Down here where they supposedly tour at, this is the only part of the little ice wall that sticks out in that area. So you'd be stationed there working or take a tour and you would never really see the ice wall. You only see that little piece of it that sticks out.
Did you bullshit last week?
No.
Did you try to bullshit last week?
Yes.
Now let's have a look at the only other tour that you can take to Antarctica, which goes from South New Zealand and back to Tasmania. Okay, now let's have a look at that route on the flat Earth map. They leave here, go along this little bitty tiny bulge that sticks out from the ice wall. That way you never see the ice wall. You only see that little bulge of it that's sticking out there out of this whole map. Most of this wall is cut out perfectly all the way around except for those 2 little spots.
Wait a second, Terry.
Mad?
Hey?
I was going to say, there's bits of Antarctica showing on around the edge of that map, all the way around the edge. So he's completely and utterly wrong.
Yeah.
Wibble.
Yes,
Press
Stuart,
play.
I have. Cluck, cluck, jibber, jibber, my old man's a mushroom, etc.
As you can see, it's really, really simple how they pull it off, making you believe that Antarctica is a continent when it's not. That's why it's called the Antarctic Circle, because it's an ice wall, a circled ice wall, all the way around
Antarctic
the whole world.
circle? I've never heard that before.
And I've had a lot of people say, well, I've had friends that worked there and they didn't see any ice wall, or were stationed there actually. And I'm sure they were stationed there, but they were only stationed in those 2 little bitty areas that I just showed you. And that's also the only 2 little areas that you could take a tour to.
He lies.
And the rest of, and I say this in quote when I say Antarctica, is restricted, off limits to the public, to anybody.
Ah, that's a lot of baloney.
And that's due to the 1958 Antarctic Treaty.
Brilliant.
That's because they have something to hide. They know if you went anywhere other than those 2 spots, you would realize that you're on an ice wall.
Is this a piece of your brain?
I think Nathan Thompson lived with that bloke for a while.
That bloke?
Yeah.
What is his name? Terry R. Eicher or something. Yeah.
I think he lived with a Terry for a while. Horrible name, but anyway.
I heard that.
Could be worse. Could be Terrence.
Tell.
Yeah, how do you get tell out of Terry? I've got no idea.
Some way to get Jack out of John, I suppose.
Yeah, there's some of those shortenings that are really, really odd, aren't there?
Well, I picked the biggest plant on Earth discovered in Australia one for Anton this week.
Oh.
Planet. Most of us will probably think of some sort of a tree. At least I did when I heard this for the first time. But as you can probably imagine, the reality is a little bit different. Hello wonderful person, this is Anton, and today we're going to be discussing this relatively new study that might have yet again discovered the largest plant on the planet. Something that the scientists kind of suspected, but something that they did not realize until they did the genetic analysis of the plants involved. And the plant in this case is this right here, seagrass. The very unusual seagrass growing off the coast of Australia. But even though it might not sound really exciting, this seagrass is really unusual for a very important reason I'm going to discuss in a few minutes. But first, let me guide you to that previous video from possibly a few months ago about the previously known largest organism on the planet. This is still actually the largest by weight, and it's an organism you can learn more about in one of the videos in the description or somewhere right there. The organism that we refer to as Pando. It's a collection of very specific aspen trees that have created a very large and really massive colony that's, as you might learn from this video, is currently actually being eaten by certain types of deer located in this region. But in that video I briefly mentioned the existence of the Australian seagrass, which by area is technically larger, but this was not the same seagrass discovered in this study. That seagrass was only a few kilometers in size, and I think approximately 20 square kilometers in terms of area. But the seagrass that was analyzed in this particular study was discovered to spread across a much wider region. The current estimates suggest that it's approximately 200 square kilometers in size and possibly extends over a stretch of approximately 180 kilometers in length, literally making this the largest single organism on the planet. And that's because in this case the scientists relied on the genetic analysis, extracting the DNA from the seagrass and then trying to see if it's actually different or if it's exactly the same. Turns out that this is a clonal organism. It's basically cloned itself over a very large part of land, or technically over a large area of a seafloor located off the coast of Australia. And to be more specific, it's located in Western Australia in this region known as the Shark Bay. That's somewhere right here. And to make things even more unusual, if you were to zoom in here, this is on Google Earth, you can actually see some of this seagrass from outer space. And that's literally that organism, that's literally that one single clonal organism that seems to have spread across a really
It's not one
wide
single
region.
organism then, is it? If it's
a
a
type of a
clonal
seagrass
organism.
known as Posidonia australis. The type of a seagrass that generally only grows in shallow waters, and usually in very sunny conditions. But before I go on, some fun facts and some important information about what exactly is seagrass. So what you might have not realized about seagrass is that it's actually the only marine plant which produces flowers and fruits, and also other types of seedlings. And it does so annually, just like the ground counterpart. As a matter of fact, it's the only marine flowering plant in existence. And today it's believed that it very likely evolved from the terrestrial plants approximately 70 to maybe 100 million years ago. Now when I originally saw the date, I was actually kind of wondering if it had anything to do with that last extinction event that unfortunately resulted in the demise of dinosaurs. It happened around the same time, and that's when the seagrass became a lot more prominent on the planet as well. Now obviously this is just a speculation, but it is an interesting coincidence in terms of timelines. But today the seagrasses have become very different from their land counterparts and only resemble landgrass visually. But just like other plants on land, including of course certain grasses, they actually rely on a type of pollination in order to try to spread their genes around. As you're probably aware, pollination and flowering is one of the biggest components when it comes to sexual reproduction in various plants. And pollinators, in this case bees, are super important for helping plants to evolve and for helping plants to maintain their genetic diversity and genetic health. And so seagrasses are no different. Here's an example of the seagrass flowers from this particular species in Australia. And previously it was actually believed that the pollination here was more or less natural and just done by the current itself. But the more recent studies discovered that this was not the case, that even seagrass has certain pollinators and certain creatures responsible for spreading the fruits. So for example, certain types of crustaceans, such as this one known as Thessalinida zoa, or even certain types of worms, have been shown to directly pollinate certain grasses, mostly because certain grains from the flowers tend to stick to the surface of these worms and these crustaceans, kind of similar to how it happens with the bees and the flowers on the ground. And because of this, and also because of how successful seagrasses are, they actually tend to form some of the most productive ecosystems on the planet, while also becoming an extremely important carbon sink, and also being responsible for nitrogen fixation, performing similar functions to the terrestrial plants as well. But when it comes to reproduction, they can actually do it in two ways. The most common way for most of the seagrass is obviously sexual reproduction, using flowers, using seeds. But a slightly less common way is by simply extending their rhizomes, the underground root-like structures, which obviously a lot of plants have as well. And so this is another way for a plant to grow without the sexual reproduction. And as the rhizome emerges and as it spreads around, once in a while a stem emerges and the leaves start forming as well, in order to help the roots to then conduct photosynthesis. And so basically this part right here is completely optional. And so in order to find out how many of these plants were present in Western Australia in this region known as the Shark Bay, the scientists conducted genetic analysis on various samples from various parts of the Shark Bay, discovering that it was literally the same organism, genetically speaking. Which means that it's been doing this for a very, very long time, spreading across at least 180 kilometers, creating what seems to be the largest plant on the planet discovered as of 2022. Something that it's been most likely doing for at least a few thousand years, possibly up to about 8,000 years since the original formation of the Shark Bay. But what makes this particular seagrass unique and different from a lot of other seagrasses is the genes that it contains and how it was able to adapt to this. This particular seagrass in this region is what's known as polyploid. It contains twice as many chromosomes as its relatives. Now normally in sexual reproduction, half of the genes come from each of the parents. But in this case, this species carries the entire genome of each of the parents inside of it. Now that's not super unusual because there are other plants that do that, such as for example potatoes and even bananas, but in nature this often happens to various species of plants that reside in extreme environmental conditions. And mostly because these plants are generally sterile. They actually cannot reproduce sexually anymore and will also normally grow indefinitely unless something happens to them. In other words, some of these plants can continuously clone themselves over and over unless the conditions change dramatically. And we know that this region very likely formed approximately 9,000 years ago, when the sea level here started to rise because of the melting of the ice caps following the last ice age. And so all of the seagrass very likely started to spread back then. But what's interesting here is that this particular species of seagrass seems to actually grow in very different salinity and very different water levels, suggesting that this particular species somehow adapted to survive in relatively extreme seawater conditions, able to grow in the water that's even double in salinity compared to the water elsewhere. With this entire region being covered by the seagrass that the scientists estimate could be at least 4,500 years old, but maybe as old as 8,000 years old. It's currently unknown though, simply because we don't really know the exact size, and it's hard to determine the growth rate of this particular seagrass as well. But because other seagrass, such as the one in, for example, Mediterranean, has already been discovered to be at least 100,000 years old, and also usually is quite big as well, at least 15 kilometers in size, the one right here in Australia could be even older. For all we know, it might have existed here for maybe 1 million years. It could have just relocated from one region to another. More importantly though, this particular seagrass seems to be extremely resilient. It already actually survived one major heat wave back in 2010-2011, where a lot of it was damaged, but it did recover within just a few years, which is really intriguing because it managed to somehow learn to adapt without sexual reproduction. Normally, we expect organisms with low genetic diversity not to survive these extreme conditions. In this case, it seems to be the opposite. The seagrass somehow was able to create the genes extremely well suited to a lot of different variability and a lot of extreme changes in the environment of this region. It also is able to grow in various types of temperatures, anywhere from 17 to 30 degrees Celsius or 62 to 86 Fahrenheit. And in the presence of different light conditions, different nutrients, and as mentioned, different salinity. So basically it somehow evolved perfect genes for seagrass. And because of this, it's been around for quite a long time. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't change. As a matter of fact, the scientists in this case imply that it does actually have very minor genetic mutations across the region, and because of this it's still able to evolve, just not as fast and not as successfully as the organism that does have sexual reproduction. So basically it's a plant that's mutating but much slower. And because they create such important habitats and ecosystems around the planet, it's also obviously important to understand how these particular seagrasses are able to not just survive but thrive in these relatively difficult conditions. Although I guess for now it's just kind of cool to know that we've discovered the largest plant on the planet, at least in terms of the total area, and it's so large that we don't even know how big it is, but seems to be at least 180 kilometers in length and possibly at least 200 square kilometers in terms of the total area. The area you see right here in the image created by the scientists, or literally everything that's sort of greenish in color in the image from the Google Earth. And that is honestly a pretty big area. And that's of course just the preliminary findings. They might even discover that it has spread elsewhere and might even be present in much farther away regions. But I guess until we discover more or until we find another plant that's even larger than this, well, that's pretty much it. Check out that previous video about the aspen trees in the US that still represent the heaviest organism on the planet, but this one here currently beats it by the total area, and very likely by a lot of other things as well. On that note, subscribe, maybe share this with someone who has learned about space and sciences, come back tomorrow to learn something else, and maybe support this channel on Patreon by joining channel membership, or by buying the 1 full percent t-shirt you can find in any description. Stay wonderful, I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, bye bye.
Bye bye.
And I guess now this particular plant needs to have some really catchy Australian name. Kind of like the name Pando that we gave to that aspen tree, which is Latin for ice spread. But here I think Latin is maybe not appropriate. It really needs to have some really funky Aussie name. So yeah, let's pick something really cool and let it stick. Anyway, see you tomorrow, bye bye.
Yeah, well, I don't get very excited by this idea about that this is one big organism, because it's not. It's just a lot of little organisms that happen to be clones of each other. So I know the trees are one superorganism. No, they're not. They're just trees that are all clones. So anyway, interesting, but I think people, they make this story. Oh, it's the largest organism to get themselves some press when, it's a bunch of grass. I mean, because I've got a large organism in my ass. I've got clones of E. coli in my ass. So what does that mean? I've got a giant organism in my ass.
Well, I made my giant organism out the front the other day.
Oh, yep. Tell me more.
The lawn. It's grass.
Oh, you mowed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What have we got left? How long have we been going for? I think we can just squeeze in Simon and that'll be it. It's getting late again. Did Vikings really have horns on their helmets? I don't know.
If I asked you to describe me a typical Viking, you'd probably come back at me and say something like a fierce Scandinavian warrior with axes all over him and a horned helmet. The Vikings were a large group of Scandinavians who spent their time raiding, pillaging, exploring and colonising, who between the 8th and 11th century raided half of Western Europe and settled in most of England. I do actually have some Scandinavian DNA. Despite their well-known history and common appearance, there isn't actually any evidence to suggest that Vikings ever wore helmets with horns protruding from them. Very few Viking helmets have ever been unearthed, and the only complete helmet to ever be found didn't have horns on at all. It is more than likely they wore basic skull caps made of iron or leather to protect their head during combat. So why then are so many Vikings depicted with these horned helmets? For that, we might have to thank a 19th century costume designer called Carl Emil Doppler. He incorporated horned helmets into the costumes worn by Viking characters in a popular Wagner opera. Additionally, Swedish artist Gustav Malmström depicted Vikings in horned helmets in his collection of illustrations titled Frithiof's Saga, published in the 1800s. Whatever the reason, the horned helmets were here to stay from then on. So, next time you see a Viking depicted wearing a horned helmet, you can impress all your mates and tell them the real story. I've been Simon Dan, this has been another Misconception Mini, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe here, definitely click that one. 100% click that one.
Yeah, we already watched that.
And then more videos there. I mean, click that one as well if you want. I mean, they're there, so you may as well click them. That one's quite good, but you know, equally that one too.
Yeah, we already watched that one. Okay, Flat Earther gets called out in public. Somebody asked, did we play the Dell one? No, I didn't play that. We could always play that next time.
Brand new, go to simondan.co.uk and on there's also a new merchandise shop where you can get t-shirts like this one, brand new designs inspired by my logo. This one obviously saying that the earth is not flat. You can also tell people that we totally went to the moon, that evolution is a fact, and you can even thank Bob. As I said, simondan.co.uk and you can get to the shop from the menu there. Del from Beyond the Imaginary Curve is an old school flat earther. He brings you such experiments as pouring water on a ball.
What happens when we pour liquid on the basket? Oh. Now, I'm going to try really hard. I want to be as honest as I can. I want as much of this water to stick to the surface of this basketball as I possibly can.
Well, he's famous in flat earth circles for speaking to people on the streets about flat earth. Well, today we're going to take a look at one of these interviews, and it doesn't end up the way that he hopes. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club delivering awesome boxes of top Man 20. Right, back to today's video where Del from Beyond the Imaginary Curve is trying to convert people on the streets to flat earth. However, one of his interviews doesn't go the way that he hopes and it ends on a pretty sour note with a student actually calling Del out. Here we go.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Usually I try and kind of lead in with this and get some grounds on reasoning and stuff. Do you understand like logical reasoning and that type of process?
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you what you're studying?
I'm doing zoology.
Zoology. Have you heard of flat earth?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it?
This is the part where we all hold our breath.
I don't think they're flat.
Whew, would expect nothing less from a zoology student. Good stuff.
You don't think it's flat?
No.
This is where I want to go about the logical reasoning, and I'm asking people as individuals. So you know what an appeal to authority is?
Yeah.
You know these types of fallacies that people invoke. Bandwagon, yada yada. If I ask you as a man to man, if you could reason with me and convince me that the Earth was a globe, how would you go about that?
Now this is a pretty dodgy tactic from Del here. Unless you're a physicist or earth scientist of some sort, then this question isn't the easiest to answer for the average person. Now Del knows this, which is why he leads with it.
Well, like the experiment where you shine two lights between a box, and then if the Earth, over like a long distance, shine a laser. And if the Earth is flat, you'd be able to see those two lines and intersect them. But if you do that, you don't see them.
Right.
So you see it being lower if it's far enough away. I think like 17 miles there.
Now that isn't actually a bad suggestion, and something I expect Dell wasn't expecting, which is why he then says this.
Can I ask you where you got that information from? Was it a YouTube video or one of these types of things?
Yeah.
Have you conducted that yourself?
I have not. No.
Have you analysed it?
I've not analysed it.
Well, things like the refractive index and how light would function through mediums, different temperature, different pressure, different density, how these would be factored into these types of things?
I have not, no.
You've no? Is that the only thing that you could offer me in regards to the Earth being a globe?
Just because this student hasn't done this doesn't mean that he can't. Anyone can. Anyone can do this experiment, and actually a flat earther has done this sort of experiment before. Haven't they, Jaron?
We don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting.
Never gets old, that one.
Pictures from the moon landing, but then I don't really know if I believe the moon landing. So.
Oh, flipping hell, come on. Come on, buddy. Now I'm going to have to debunk the student as well.
So that's again, if I was to reason with you and I was to, for me that would open a can of worms up. If that was to set a precedent, a standard, that knew that I could say to you, well listen, I've got pictures of Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
Do you now accept that as scientific valid reasoning for Mickey Mouse's existence being objectively true?
The trouble is, having pictures of Mickey Mouse is just pictures of Mickey Mouse. Is anyone going to come forward and say they saw Mickey Mouse? Or is anyone going to say they took the photo of Mickey Mouse? No. No, they're not. The thing with this picture, for example, is that it was taken in 1972 by the crew of Apollo 17 on the way to the moon. 3 people actually saw what was being taken.
No, I suppose you wouldn't.
So do you think it's reasonable then to opt for what you see two-dimensionally on a screen as being valid reasoning for a belief?
I mean, you could get into the fact that you can't really believe anything because unless...
Bang on, it would get pedantic and silly. At some point you have to draw a line. Imagine getting everyone at home to hold their breaths until you can get a test tube and fill it up with some of the air surrounding everyone and then put a blown out splint in there to let it ignite to tell you that some oxygen is actually present in that air before saying, it's okay everyone, you can take a breath. But only one breath because I've got to test the next batch of air. I know that Dell is a big Celtic Football Club fan. How does Dell know that every single player playing for Celtic is registered to do so? Has he checked their contracts? Has he gone to the SPL headquarters to confirm that every single Celtic player is registered to Celtic properly? No, he hasn't. He trusts Celtic Football Club that they've done the correct paperwork.
You can conduct something yourself.
Yeah. And that's the point. Do you not think that's reasonable to be that way?
No, because of the examples I just gave there.
So if another man for you make a claim to me about the objective world, if I kind of demonstrate that to myself, directly measure it, observe it, would you say that's scientific or unscientific?
There's so much data involved in a lot of scientific experiments that not one person could carry them out.
Yeah.
Dell's trying to talk about what's scientific with a zoology student. Good luck with that one, Dell.
So it's debatable. One of my modules is philosophy and looked at epistemology.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different theories out there that you could believe in one thing or another, and you can never truly know anything from some theories.
That's a kind of philosophical position. I take it direct from experiential. So, you know, I take reality being objective. You know, there's definite physical laws regardless of my belief in them. An example, if a newborn child comes out of the hospital and there's a car accident, there's a definite cause and effect. There's no requirement for a philosophical belief or any of these things in that child. So there is an objective reality as far as I'm concerned.
What a weird example that was.
So if a man makes a claim to me, I expect to be able to demonstrate it practically and physically. Would you think that's sound reasoning to go on?
Yeah.
Yep. So again, I'll come back to it. If the Earth's a globe, can you reason with me? Can you convince me? By the way, I'm not invested in anything, you know, one way or the other.
Yeah, Dell, you're the most partial commenter in the community, aren't you?
Little smug weirdo with your idiotic cartoonery. Right? You, son, are the charlatan. You are out there to make money and infect the minds of people with your pseudoscience and your sophistry. I experience the Earth as being a level plane. That's my immediate experience. Do you experience that?
Depends how far you can actively see, because like for example, if you go to like the seaside and then you look out in the ocean, eventually the Earth stops. You can see a slight curvature.
From left to right?
From left to right, and then you also see it when it's further away.
I've conducted these types of things, and the horizon's called the horizon because it's a horizontal. So from one side to the other, it's a perfectly straight line.
Yes, just like a beach ball would look to a bacterium.
What I postulated was an equilateral triangle. So if you're an observer and you think that you're seeing a curve left to right, or you see something going over a curve in the distance, if I'm at 60 degrees to you and the object, what I should then get is a definite, you know, drop from a centre point left to right. Do you agree with that? But
I don't do physics, but yeah.
Yeah, but you can reason, you understand what I'm saying to you. But in reality, that's not there. The horizon's a perfect straight line. If I put a spirit level up with a tripod and a pan, you know, over a span of 180 degrees, there's no deviation from the spirit level and the horizon.
Ah, the physicist's apparatus of choice, the spirit level.
Well, it depends how far out you're seeing, because I think there is. I've not conducted the experiment myself, but from what I've perceived, there has been.
See, what I'm getting to here is the whole point. That this is what I'm trying to uncover and establish, is that people have these beliefs, but they don't fully comprehend why.
Delly's just told you he's seen it himself.
And you know, you're citing things that you would admit yourself, you don't fully comprehend them, you've never conducted them. And what I'm trying to uncover is that it's a bit flaky, the reasons for why people accept these things to be true, and expose that. So,
yeah, but there's so much information in the world that you can't physically go about and verify every single piece of information. There's just too much information.
Of course, for specific aspects, but for two human beings that experience the world directly, I think it has to be something that's accessible to anybody, and we should be able to reason and point to these things quite freely.
Is it alright if we cut this short? Sorry, my mate's
Sorry, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, buddy. You too, thank you.
So, a fail there for Del. Anyone else knocking around that you can try and convert?
You heard of people questioning the shape of the Earth?
Yes.
Flat earthers, all that stuff. What's your thoughts on it? Rubbish. Bollocks.
Oh dear, matey. Oh well, you can't win them all, can you? Now, Del chats to this group of 3 students for about another 13 or 14 minutes before, right at the end, one of the students actually calls Del out. Watch this.
But listen, guys, I don't want to leave it in a bad taste. I appreciate your time. And see, the thing is people get really triggered by this. And I think that that's something that people should really look at as well.
I just don't think people like being manipulated with fancy words.
Do you think I'm manipulating you?
Just I think you're trying to get a reaction out of this.
Think so? Yeah, and can you give me specifics?
I do. I think you're standing there with that camera right there and you're saying these fancy words, and I just think you're trying to get a reaction out of this.
Get in, buddy. This is a great point. Seasoned flat earthers like Del and Nathan Oakley, they talk a great game. They actually sound like they know what they're talking about to the average person on the street. They can twist and mould the conversation the way they want it to go. That is a great shout there from that student. Excellent work, buddy.
Could you give me a specifics?
I can just see it.
I could just say that you. Well, I can just say. I can say that you're triggered, and that you have no specifics and no rational reasoning to offer me about why you just made that statement. And I think that's your own ignorance.
You could think that if you want.
Because you're triggered emotionally.
Del calling someone triggered is just dripping with irony, isn't it?
And I'm no emotional. I'm trying to be objective. I've got no personal gripe with any of you guys.
I know you don't.
But if you can offer me specifics, I would totally analyse that and say, well, fair enough, you've made a valid point.
So, it's obvious that your videos are there to try and get a reaction out.
Well, that's what the questions are about, to engage in the topic.
Of course that is what Del does. He knows it, we know it, hell, his own subscribers know it. Well, there we go. What an interesting insight into Del and his street activism there. I don't think that one went as well as he hoped, did it? But for now, we are all done and dusted on another Flat Earth Friday. I do hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much for watching. It's truly appreciated it. I say it every time, but honestly, it really is. Without you guys watching, I wouldn't be here. If you really enjoyed it, then please do consider subscribing to the channel. There's more of the same. And if you love this video in particular, hit the like button. Just enough time to once again thank Bespoke Post for sponsoring today. Remember to get 20% off your first box. Click the link in the description and enter SciMan20 at checkout, or go to bespokepost.com/SciMan20. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another Misconception Mini. See you then.
correlation between them saying, "Oh, you triggered" or whatever, and it always seems to be when they either get called out or we're saying something back to the flat earther that they can't answer, or yeah, they know we're talking something that they can't validate. Yeah. Oh, that's your lot for today. Okay.
Right then.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to go to bed then, am I?
Yes, it's nearly 1 o'clock over here in Aussie land.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. Well, that was fun. Thanks, Terry.
Have a good evening, Terry. What's the left of it?
Well, we have been later, but try to cut them a bit shorter if we can. Or start earlier. I'll just say me goodbyes out to the peanuts.
Oh. Yeah, it is getting a little late over here, Terry.
Well, it's 1 o'clock now. We started at, what, 9:30 our time.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock here. Oh, God, my back. That's the other thing. I can't do the sitting down for this long anymore.
Did a stand-up desk there, Alan?
Yeah, I can stand up for about maybe a minute if I really push myself.
So I can't sit down, can't stand up. All right.
Well, it's the sitting in the same chair that's the problem in the
Right.
in basically the same position.
Yeah.
Hey, Professor Phil.
Oh, Phil's a bit late.
Yeah.
Just about to wind up, Phil. There's all my goodbyes out there for the peanuts. Yeah, hello and goodbye. Yeah, that's right, Phil. Well, thanks, Alan. Thanks, Big Blue. Thanks, TT. And Limey wasn't here, and we missed. And Farmers was here earlier with his little adventure down to the museum. So we'll get to hear about that later. Real Cygnus, Professor Phil, Liam, Stewie, Zebulon, Truth Nerds, Vim Fondle, Stewie, who else? Rodent. I have to scroll up. Anamorphic Mind.
Don't forget Gary. Why bother?
Oh, Gary was out there earlier. Yeah, Tiny Captain, Dora, Judy, Clive, Truth Nerds. Yeah, I'm missing a few here. Who else? Oh, Robert X. I don't know if Carl was here tonight. Did anyone see Carl?
Yeah, Carl was in for a little bit.
Micro Raptor. Yeah, that's as far as I can go up. I've probably missed a few, but...
Tiny Captain's still here, but busy.
Oh, there's a Cathode Follower Productions. Me. Yeah. It's all about me. Okay then. I'm half nodding off myself here. Alright, good night panel, night peanuts. We'll see you on what's today? Saturday, Wednesday night, that's it.
Wednesday.
Yeah.